everybody? Welcome to episode 105 of the ReelTok Podcast. We are so happy to be here, as we are every single week. Of course, joined by my lovely hosts, Seth, Tyler, and George. This week, we don't have a packed episode, and we say that all the time. But we're going to keep it that way, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to say our shortest episode in a while, because then it'll run for 4 hours on Beetlejuice lore or some shit. But we've got a fun episode coming at the very least. We'll talk obviously what we've been watching, how we've been. Beetlejuice came out this week. We will review that. I watched Rebel Ridge, the new Netflix action movie.
I watched Rebel Ridge.
Quite good. All right, perfect. Seth watched it as well. We've got some movie news and trailers. Kind of a short week. A lot of the news this week was more that the TIFF Film Festival's going on. Reactions to that. We're not necessarily going to talk reactions to most movies, because that just kind of makes us read reviews that other people gave rather than us giving our own opinion on the movies. But if you guys have any that you'd like to talk, I guess I did mention Joker 2 in the rundown. But other than that, we'll probably skip past TIFF. But yeah, we'll start off. Oh, of course, our executive producers. Thank you guys so much. Sean Morales, Josh Weimer, Stefan Johnson, Stefan Niebrick. Sean Morales being the new one this week, I believe. So thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate all the help you guys give. Couldn't do this week in and week out without you and the rest of our Patreon members. If you do want to join the Patreon, feel free to check it out. It'll be linked in the bio. Check out our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We appreciate all the support. Rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. And we'll get right into it. George, how have you been? What have you been watching?
Did we combine them now?
We combined.
Oh yeah, we combined them now.
We didn't necessarily get negative feedback, so I think
it works better. To be fair, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just a little smoother, I think. So, how are you? And what have you been watching?
I'm good. I missed the 2-year special last week, so I was sad about that. But the episode was great. Watched so much Scooby-Doo, I guess, for good reasons. Still, those movies still bang, and I'll probably still continue it. But damn, I was Scooby-Dooed out by the end of that. I was a little upset that I couldn't join to talk a little Scooby, but I'm good. I was in Nashville last week. One of my college tennis friends moved there a couple months ago. He's a veterinarian, so the rest of me and my college tennis buds, we've been meaning to get down and visit him. So we did that, flew down Friday night, and then came back Monday night. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Nashville.
Yeah.
Not really my scene.
Awesome.
So hectic, so chaotic. There's so much going on. It was like 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, and we just got to our brunch spot, and I was stunned at how packed the streets were already with.
You're from New York. That's terrible.
Dude,
Nashville's awesome.
This was so much, man. At 10:30 a.m., I had live bands just drowning my ears in some bad covers of iconic songs.
City I like. That's
the only
city I like.
I'm anti-Nashville as well, so I'm on George's side.
But I'm only there to party, so
I'm not anti-Nashville
with the locals.
Don't get that confused. I'm not anti-Nashville. I had a good time. I enjoyed my time. My problem is me and my tennis friends. We're not big going out people. So we were out all day Saturday. We enjoyed our time on Broadway. We did that stuff. You have to do it when you're there. Got our barbecue. By the time our day/afternoon ended, it was 7:30, and we were all absolutely beat. We were exhausted. We had drank a lot. We were doing a lot of walking. So 8 o'clock, we were back at my friend's house. He has a house there. And we were watching, we watched The Descent, and then we watched probably 3 hours of tennis highlights.
Was it their first Descent watch?
Yes, it was their first Descent watch.
Were they scared?
Dude, I wrote this in my letterbox review. Making people watch The Descent and watching their reactions is the funniest thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
So one day I'll fly out to Indiana, and I'm gonna make Cam watch The Descent, and we're gonna live stream it on YouTube, because that movie is so much fun to just watch people read. Not even because it's scary, just because there are so many out of nowhere moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Nashville. We obviously played tennis. We had a good time, and then this week Bit slower. Got back into work. So much tennis watching. Everyone listening probably follows me on Letterboxd. The only thing I've been logging is Halloween movies, because a bulk of my time has been spent watching the U.S. Open.
To be fair, you have been cranking out the Halloween movies.
I have been cranking out the Halloween movies. I started my horror season early when Seth and I did that horror tier list on our solo episode. It inspired me to rerun through a couple of franchises I haven't seen in a while, which
I kind of want to do that as well, actually, with Halloween.
Yeah, and then I want to run through all the Texas Chainsaw movies. I definitely want to run through all the Final Destination movies. It was mostly Seth. It was mostly those movies that we put on like that bottom tier that none of us have seen. But I decided to start with or just haven't seen in years, which is like Halloween. Like I was watching like obviously Carpenter's Halloween I remember. Rob Zombie's Halloween I remember more than I expected. But like those middle sequels like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, H2O and Resurrections, I was watching these and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like,
did you watch the Busta Rhymes one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Did you watch that the other day? I didn't see you log that one.
Yeah, I've been logging. I logged all of them. I've watched all of them. Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J one.
So the LL Cool J
one. The middle sequels of the Halloween movies are not great. I haven't had a really good time with them. 2 was fine. I think 2 as like a direct sequel to 1 works really well in like the Laurie Strode saga. It's when we get to 4, 5, and 6, which is The Return, The Revenge, and The Curse of Michael Myers. We get into that like Jamie Strode storyline, or Jamie, what's her name? Jamie Lloyd, whatever her name is.
Lloyd,
the little girl. And I just, dudes, I just don't care. I do not care any part of that. Those were just 3 sequels that blended together, and I just didn't enjoy my time with it. H2O was like super fine. It was a cool, like, quick return of Jamie Lee Curtis, which also plays as a direct sequel to Carpenter's Halloween. And then Resurrection was just horrendous. That was bad, but like you can kind of respect its concept because it does feel at that point in the franchise like the most distinct. Like it turns into like this high school comedy that's just like just putting like the Halloween IP over it, so it's scary. So you can respect it a little bit, but nothing really comes together well. And then Zombies Halloween movies, man. The first one, first one was good. I'm obviously a sucker for an origin story. I don't know if he did enough with the origin story to warrant like Michael Myers.
Like the first one, to be honest.
I don't mind. I really didn't mind it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was good, and I think Rob Zombie's like gore and like grotesque stuff just works really well with Michael Myers. And then Halloween 2, Zombies Halloween 2 from 2009, dude.
I've been telling you this. I knew you would like this.
That's one of the greatest ever. That shit was blowing my mind. I watched that immediately after the Taylor Fritz Francis Tiafoe match on Friday. So I started that movie probably at like 11:45, 12 o'clock. And I was like
PM? Well, 12 a.m.
Like AM, like midnight. And in my head, I was like, all right, I'll probably watch like half of this and then I'll like resume it tomorrow. Victoria's already asleep. I don't want a loud movie to keep her awake. Like halfway through, I was like, I'm not stopping this. I'm so disgustingly locked in right now. There's nothing that's going to make me stop watching this movie. But I was so pleasantly surprised. I tweeted the trilogy of Carpenter's Halloween, Zombies Halloween 2, and then 2018's Halloween. That should be the whole Halloween franchise. That's it. When I show my kids this franchise one day, it's just going to be those 3 movies. That's exactly. When my kid's 4 years old, I'm showing him Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween 2018. That's it.
The only ones, I don't mind the second one, the original second one.
Yes, the original second one's fine. I gave it 3.5. I think it's a perfectly fine sequel. It doesn't do the thing that I also like beyond Rob Zombie basically telling us that life sucks and like kind of diving into like the psyche of like Laurie Strode and her broken mind and like Michael Myers and his past. It's also just like stylistically, it's such like a distinct movie within this franchise. I'm almost stunned that people immediately turn to like zombies Halloween movies and are like just so quick to shit on them because of how stylistically different they are. And I'm like,
and I don't like Rob Zombie, and neither do you most of the time. I don't.
I mean, admittedly, I've only seen Halloween, Halloween 2, and then his Monsters movie, which obviously I don't like at all.
I haven't seen the Monsters, so I can't.
Yeah, but like people are like, oh, this is not Halloween. This is not the spirit of Halloween. And I'm like, you just spent 7 movies watching basically the same movie rehashed over and over again. How are you not loving zombies Halloween movies? Like stylistically, it's such a left turn, and it's so gross, it's so grotesque. But he's also diving into something that, like, I think the previous sequels were scared to. Like, his movies are so awesome in the Halloween franchise because, like, he understands that, like, Michael Myers is just pure evil, but he's a stand-in for evil beyond just being a serial killer. Like, he's standing in for anything that'll haunt you, anything that'll, like, destroy your psyche. And in the Halloween franchise, it just so happens to be that he's a serial killer.
It very much goes into like the PTSD side of things with Laurie Strode, which none of the other films really accomplished that well.
Yeah. Like this one really, like, dude, this movie beats Laurie to the ground, man. Like, it beats the fuck out of her. Like, there's not one moment that goes by in this movie where you feel like Laurie is in control or like has any fucking like control of her life,
which is like a vast contrast to like any of the other films.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, I was watching the movie and just everything kind of like floored me. Its design, how distinct it feels from the rest of the Halloween franchise, his commentary on just life and existence, and how like things that haunt you and things that are evil are just gonna just continuously like knock at your door. It's awesome. And then obviously 2018's Halloween, I still really enjoy it as a 40-year later direct sequel to Carpenter's original Halloween. I think it works so well. I think it really works well. It's messy. It really is messy. I'm not going to tell you it's a perfect movie. I think there are certain plot points that don't necessarily come together.
It's much better than 2 and 3 in that trilogy.
It's for sure. I'm not excited to revisit Halloween.
No.
What are the next 2 called? Kills and Ends. Yeah, I'm not necessarily excited. Although I will say I've been going into all of these with an open mind. So like I knew like Halloween Season of the Witch, which is the 3rd one, and then like H2O and Resurrections I didn't always love. But I'm still going in with an open mind. Zombies Halloween 2. I don't know what I rated it before I gave it a 4.5, but if I had to guess, it was probably like a 2. I don't remember loving any of these sequels as much as I loved Zombies Halloween 2. But other than that, Beetlejuice 2, which we'll talk about, and Miami Vice, which is our patron review. So sorry for not having a clogged letterbox. It's all Halloween, and I'm still deciding which franchise I'm going to run through after Halloween. It'll probably be Texas Chainsaw, but we'll see. But
I might be excited for Halloween Ends, George.
I'm not excited for Halloween. Is that the one where the kids like kill a kid too pussy to buy us beer?
Favorite line.
The greatest line in all of cinema.
Kill the kid too pussy to buy us some beer. It's awesome. That's peak cinema.
Great. Just watch it for that alone. Just get to that part and then it's like, whatever.
Yeah, but we'll see how those 2 rewatches go. I'm sure I'll kill one of them between this episode and whenever the men's finals start. We're recording this before the U.S. Open men's final. Taylor Fritz in 5. That's my prediction. I've been sitting on it. I've been sleeping on it. I've been a Yannick Sinner in 3 for the last couple of days, but all night I was like, you know what? We have a male in the men's final of a Grand Slam for the first time since 2009. For the first time at the U.S. Open since 2006. I think the crowd is going to just do wonders on him. Although I say that, and Jess Pegula just got dogged by Arina Sabalenka yesterday. So Taylor Fritz in 5. That's my final prediction. And when all the comments start calling me stupid, I will completely accept that.
Oh, USA. I respect the pick. All right. Seth, how have you been? What have you been watching, man?
Good. Well, really stressed. Obviously, I told you guys that we're moving at the minute. We found a place last week that we visited, and we essentially like paid the like holding deposit and whatever. So we basically got that one now. We're looking to move at like the start of October. So that's obviously like, as you all know, because we've all. I think Tyler, you haven't moved since we. Tyler, have you moved since we started the podcast? I don't know.
I have not. No. Which
you
is
haven't
odd.
moved.
I usually am always moving.
Yeah,
I
you've
lived
obviously
a while.
moved a lot, and everyone knows here like moving's kind of stressful, you know.
Ass.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I've got we've been like booking for the holiday, and then we get our kitten this week as well, which is cool. And then I've got a plan for like George. You're I was speaking to Owen and Kevin yesterday. Actually, you're going to New York Film Festival, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Okay,
Are you
so
coming?
we got our like what's the word? Our
London Film Festival.
yeah, but our like schedule, I guess, film schedule,
Yeah, okay.
whatever. And I was looking at the New York one. New York one's way better because last year it was like exactly the same, but this year you've got some stuff that we haven't got, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm planning on going to that, which is like a week before I go to Portugal. So that's kind of stressful as well. So yeah, a lot on. And then I'm going to like next week. I'm going to like a penguin event, which should be cool.
Hell yeah.
Really excited for that, as we've spoken about. We'll be covering that, of course. Shit looks great. But yeah, what have I watched this week? I've watched not a crazy amount, to be honest. Really quick, I watched the Oasis documentary. George, watch the Oasis documentary. You really like it, actually. It's a good
Yeah,
point.
I do. Everyone's been telling me to watch that.
It's really good. It's on Prime, I think. I watched Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I really liked it. I think it was really, really good.
Seth, you texted me about Oasis. What is your favorite Oasis album?
Bro, it switches all the time. Probably
Is it the one you texted me about?
which one did I text you about? Is it definitely maybe?
No. It's the one where I
Oh no, that's not my favorite. Oh, you mean Standing on Giants?
Yes.
No, that's not my favorite.
Okay.
Probably definitely maybe is my number one.
Okay.
But Standing on Giants is a weird one because when you put that in your ranking, and someone said this in Discord as well, but that's not one that people usually love because it kind of the sound's very different.
That's what I told you when I was done listening to all of their discography plus the master plan, and then I made my video, I made my ranking. I Googled like Oasis album ranked because I wanted to see like how cliche was my ranking as someone that's never listened to Oasis. Like 9 out of the 10 articles I read, Standing on Giants was either the last one or the second to last one. Yeah,
it was a different like era. It was a different sound. It's gone like a new producer then, so the sound's quite different. And there's a few like tracks on there, like I don't know if you heard like "Fucking in the Bushes," which is the one which is basically just sound the whole time. It's like a guitar riff with like some backing. Like it was different, and a lot of people just don't enjoy that one. But I really like that one. I think it's really good. I
liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. I like
Master Plan. The Master Plan, bang, dude.
Well, the Master Plan's interesting. I listen to the Master Plan a lot, but it's amazing. It's literally just obviously
it's all their B-sides.
Yeah,
it's all their B-side, which is insane.
Which is crazy because I think like if I go through some of their best songs, I think a lot of them are from B-sides, which is kind of wild if you think about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't get into the main stuff. But yeah, that was cool. So I watched that. Revenge of the Sith, as I said, really, really enjoyed Revenge of the Sith. Like more than I thought I would, or more than I thought I remember.
Warren Free Todd, didn't you?
Bro, that made me laugh so much. I was on my own. I just paused that shit. It was like just him in the background of Sidious and like his face. He's just there. Really bizarre. Never seen that guy in my life. I probably have, but that's definitely my favorite of the prequels. Probably like my third or fourth favorite Star Wars now. So I really like that. It was really good. Maybe I am a Star Wars guy. Cam.
Base Star Wars rankings, Seth. Base Star Wars rankings.
Cam, I'm thinking honestly, I'm like a Star Wars guy now. Every time I watch one, now I actually enjoy it.
That's like me with Lord of the Rings. Like I don't necessarily care for it, and then I watch it. I'm like, oh, these are the best movies ever.
I still stand by. I only think there's like one. I only have one Star Wars film under a 3-star, and that's like a 1.5, and that's
Return of the Jedi or Rise of Skywalker.
No, Return of the Jedi.
My bad. I meant Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I hated that one. But everyone else, I've had a good time with, to be fair. I watched The Brood, which is Cronenberg. That was pretty cool. And then I watched Tyler, you watched The Royal Hotel last year, didn't you? I didn't like that, and I don't think you did either.
I think I gave it like just like a perfectly average score.
Yeah, I think I did. But I watched her other film, Kitty Green, with Julia Gardner, which is the assistant. Really, really great. Really great. So I'd be keen to see your thoughts on that one. Like I much prefer this one. I think it was brilliant. And then Rebel Ridge, which obviously me and Cam can touch on briefly. And also me and Anna have chose our new show. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Hannibal. Any of you guys watched Hannibal?
Nope.
Okay, Riley's a big fan. I've seen season 1.
Oh, nice.
It was good, but not enough to get me like locked in.
Okay, that's interesting because I saw some like stills on Twitter the other day of like some gore, and I was like, "Shit, that was fucking crazy."
You posted those on Twitter, or you responded to something. On
Twitter
about, like,
did you see those pictures though?
Yeah, they were gross.
Yeah, they were crazy. I love that shit.
But I think someone responded to you. It was basically like the gore is awesome, but like the story is not gonna like do anything to like lock you in.
Yeah, I mean, it's only like it's got pretty good reviews like, most of the season. It's only 3 seasons. I think it got cancelled, so we're gonna try it next and see how far we get. It was either that or Mr. Robot as well, which is like a one that people say is like amazing, which I still haven't seen. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of it this week. Not really too much.
All righty, Tyler. Sorry, I was blank staring at you all for a second. Tyler, how have you been? What have you been watching?
Been good. To clarify my Nashville thoughts, I'm not anti-Nashville. I'm anti-Broadway. It's just not my scene.
That's the best part of Nashville.
Well, what my
Yeah.
friend told me, and I asked him, I was like, "Do you guys come to Broadway often?" He was like, "Absolutely not." He's like, "Broadway is for a lot of like older crowd or people that are visiting," which was so apparent so
Is
quickly
that
because
that street with all the
Yeah.
lights?
every every direction I turned my head, I could pick out at least one bachelor or one bachelorette party. Like that's essentially what Broadway was. He says when he typically goes out, he lives in East Nashville, so there are bars. It's just significantly quieter than fucking Broadway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Broadway. The thing is, with at least all the bars I went to on Broadway, I know it's a massive street. We probably only went to like 5 of them when I was on my bachelor party, but they're all like 4 stories tall, but each story is narrow and tiny. Like, so it's like every story is just felt like frat parties in college where you're just like shoulder to shoulder bumping into people, very crowded. Not exactly my scene, but it's great for people who are big party fans and like big crowds. But yeah, I've been wanting to get in the Halloween franchise too, because I know I wanted to last year, but like I was planning on starting it like after we finished like the Halloween episode, and like the Halloween vibes kind of ran out at that point. But it was funny when like the episode I was gone where you guys did the horror tier list, I was listening to it and George was like, "Oh, we're starting our like spooky season now." I'm like, it's like middle of August. By the time next year comes, George is going to be in like June, being like, "All right, let's start doing some like horror themed Halloween episodes." Yeah, George is trying to conquer this podcast.
No, we had in like the middle of August, we had a few days in New York where like the temperature dropped to like high 60s, low 70s. It was a little cloudy, it was a little windy, so it like felt like fall, like autumn vibes. So I was like, "Oh, I'm starting my Halloween run through right now."
Yeah, I miss fall weather so much. I wasn't even kidding when I texted the group chat yesterday. I was watching college football yesterday, and Texas versus Michigan, kickoff in Michigan at 11 a.m. They said the temperature was 57 degrees. And I literally shed a tear. I was like, man, I need this. It's been 105 days straight in Phoenix of over 100-degree weather. The end is not in sight. We probably got at least 10 more days of this 100-degree plus. But yeah, man, I miss not hot weather all the time. The last like 5 years of my life been in Arizona and Texas, so I haven't really had like winter or fall. And I grew up in Minnesota, so this is like my bread and butter. This is where I thrive. I thrive in the snow. I thrive in cold, cool fall weather. I need it back one day. We'll see if that ever happens. Probably not, but it's nice
visit
to
me.
dream.
You can come visit me.
Or me, even better.
True,
but Indiana sucks.
Yeah. Maybe we'll catch a Fever playoff game. Caitlin Clark.
The Fever are nice. The Fever are nice.
They're streaking. They're streaking. But yeah, this week been pretty packed. Work travel coming up, and anytime I have that, it's just like chaotic the week before to prep for it, work wise and personal wise. I don't have any TikToks prepped right now, so we'll see how much I get prepped today for while I'm gone. But then I have my buddy's wedding next weekend as well, so both work travel and personal travel, so just crazy busy. But yeah, college football's back. It's glorious. Yesterday was like, I was trying to think of an analogy in movie terms, but it was just one of the most chaotic, crazy days ever. I think I posted 8 TikToks on my sports account. So follow Backseat Coach if you like college football, because it's grind season. What?
All Purdue fans unfollow. Not enough Purdue talk.
They didn't even play yesterday.
Well, you should have made 6 videos about them. And how they're still in the hunt.
They are still in the hunt.
Not technically, but still in the hunt.
Yeah. You gave, when I talked about Texas last week, you gave the horns down, but that didn't age the greatest. That was sometimes teams win championships and they become dynasties. Sometimes it's just like they get their win and then they're just like, we don't need to really be relevant.
I saw a picture of Harbaugh and who's the head coach now? Whoever the head
Sharon
coach
Moore.
Yeah, thank you. It was someone has to die in the wreckage, brother. And that's very much what's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even put it together until yesterday. I felt like an idiot. Because I felt like all offseason with Michigan, they kept talking about like how like all their coaching hires are internal and like they hiring from within. And then I'm like, probably because no coach wants to touch them with a 10-foot pole until like they find out what the allegations are. Like, why would a coach join him? And then they're like, you're banned from postseason play for 10 years or something, which I don't think they will be, but like no one's going to hire on if the allegations still haven't been cleared up. But that was a fun game. But yesterday there was so many upsets. Like Cam, you're anti Notre Dame, right? So yesterday you had to be pretty happy.
I am anti Notre Dame. As I grow older, I don't know. I have a buddy who my like best man went to Notre Dame, so I give him a lot of shit. I'm less anti Notre Dame now. That was as I grow in my life.
Well, it was a rough day for them yesterday.
Yeah. I'll still give them shit for that. But we play them next week, so this week I'm anti Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. But oh wait, they already played them that early in the season. Okay, that's kind of electric. But yeah, it was another day, another week of Wisconsin football getting a win, but looking incredibly ugly while doing so. And they play Alabama next week, so playing ugly is not really going to fly. Although Alabama's like, which a couple games happened like this yesterday, where if you look at just the final score, like the day after, and be like, oh, they won 56-20, nice. But like, what you don't realize, like Alabama versus South Florida was like 14-13 until like 5 minutes left. So that game was really tight. So who knows? Maybe Wisconsin can pull out the miracle of all miracles. But lots of college football, been super busy with that, and then just travel coming up. So always hectic and busy prepping for that. But been a pretty light movie watching week this week, and also beyond that, I was just so lazy with Letterboxd because I don't think I ever have once logged a movie without like writing something about it. So I just got lazy with it this week, where I think I got like 4 or 5 movies deep without logging any of them. So then like I spent Thursday going back, and then I'm like, all right, this was on Tuesday, write up my review, and Wednesday, and then, so I was like, yeah, so I think Thursday or Friday I posted like 5 or 6 Letterboxd reviews just because I had such a backlog. But watched the first Beetlejuice for the first time since I was a young kid. Everything about like the production of it, I loved, and I loved like the cat. It's crazy that 46 years later now we can have a legacy, or no? Is that the right math?
36, I think.
26, yeah, 36.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you can have like the entire cast return because like, well, obviously one thing like health and well-being, but I'm just like the fact that all of them are still like known names in Hollywood. Kind of crazy that the longevity of that entire cast just managed to stay so constant throughout all these years, and makes it so you can make a 36-year later legacy sequel and people still care about pretty much everyone involved. But everything about the production of it, loved. It's such a fun movie, but I just didn't care about the story. So it was like I couldn't really stay that locked in just because I wasn't that intrigued. But like everything I saw on the screen, I was like, this is really fun. So I can see why people really, really like the first one. And I've heard good things about the second one. Riley wants to see it. So and she's been working the past couple nights. She works overnight, for anyone who doesn't know. So I did not get out to the theater because I'm waiting to go see it with her. But I've heard really not anything too negative, and I'm excited to kind of hear Seth and George talk about it. So we'll see. But then I watched The Martian, which was like the first time that I saw it in like theaters. Good movie, kind of just one of the like, and I hate being this guy, but I loved the book growing up. Like it was one of my favorite books. And then the movie was like good, but I just didn't love it like as much as the book. And I always think it's like lame whenever anyone says that, but here I am being lame. But still a fun movie. It's so funny that the cast is so stacked. And obviously anyone who watched Trivia 10 knows that Doug got 0 on the guess the cast for The Martian because the marketing material, and I said this in my Letterboxd review, like everything you think of when you think of this movie is just like the Matt Damon, like his head just plastered like big on the screen. But like it has Jessica Chastain, Kristen Wiig, Sean Bean, Kate Mara, Sebastian Stan, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Donald Glover, Benedict Wong, Mackenzie Davis, like insane cast, Jeff Daniels, Michael Pena. So like one of the deepest casts we've really ever had in Hollywood, and maybe one of the deepest casts is like worked with Ridley Scott in recent years, but everything about is Matt Damon. So Doug, if you're listening to this, I don't blame you for getting 0 on the guest cast there, even though Matt Damon was the first name listed. Yeah, it's solid. Rewatched Social Network because I posted one clip of it on Twitter, and it was the opening clip of the movie, and I just was like, I need to watch it again now. Just need to watch the whole thing, run it back. Just perfect movie, no notes. Watch The Platform. Who here has seen The Platform? I think
I like The Platform.
I have.
Have all of you seen it?
Yeah.
It's like a classic 3-star film, I think.
Yeah, that's what I gave. And Cam, you gave it a 4-star, and
I like
George
Platform.
2.5.
I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's like Netflix's bread and butter in like the 2010s seemed to be just like, for horror at least, seemed to be just create like a wacky premise, like The Circle, The Platform.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Circle.
Circle is
Wow.
sick. Circle's good, man. Circle's good.
I haven't seen it since like whenever it came out, but I'm sure it's like a beautiful 3-star movie. But The Platform is just like a classic, like crazy, weird, odd premise in a horror film, and then you just watch it and it's like, let's hope they can stick the landing. And sometimes
When's the next one coming out? There's another one.
I know that's
There's
crazy that
another
there's a
one.
platform too. Like, is there gonna be 2 towers now? Like, is it gonna be like the Lord of the Rings, and then the final one will be the
Weird
Return of the King, Return of whatever that guy's name is, who says Ovio a billion times. What's his name? Trimagasi. Yeah. So second one will be the 2 towers to platform. The third one will be the Return of the Trimagasi. But
People call the platform just vertical Snowpiercer. That's what they call it.
I mean, yeah, that is what it is. And,
Yeah.
Parasite as well, which
Yeah.
I guess Parasite also is kind of vertical because you have like the underground and the
True.
spoilers. Parasite, there's someone underground, but the platform was fine. It was, again, like I said about Netflix's bread and butter for the 2010s. Like, I was very intrigued and engaged the first half, and then when they finally started trying to tie it all together, I was like, it's fine, whatever. Like, it's a very unsubtle movie, but that's not a flaw. It doesn't ever try to be subtle. But all I know is that guy, like the main guy, Gorang, way stronger man than me. Because if Trimagasi said Ovio like 17 is actually understating. He probably said like 80 times the most sarcastic tone. After number 2, he's getting yeeted down the 200 floors. So stronger man than me. But yeah, Platform was a fun little premise. It's like an easy movie to throw on and just kind of get locked in. But and then Miami Vice, which George talked about, we'll be reviewing on Friday. And then I also rewatched Paris, Texas, which again I haven't logged. Like I'm lazy with Letterboxd right now. But Paris, Texas is such a weird movie for me because I gave it a 5 at first and a 4.5 and then a 4. And now I'm like leaning between like a 4.5. It's either 4.5 or a 5 now in this rewatch because like I just think about it all the time. Even though like I felt like I just have a different experience every single time I watch it. As a 4th time now. But yeah, weird movie in terms of just like it just lives in my brain rent free. But yeah, that's kind of been my week. I will not be on the pod next week. So you'll get the George's infamous intro once again, but
fantastic.
I'm not worried about it at all this time because 1, they showed they crushed it last week, but 2, I'll be back on Sunday, like after you guys record, so I'll still be able to do the editing and uploading. You guys just got to do the recording part, but yeah. So the week ahead, the Transformers 1. Maybe you guys do a Transformer special. Who knows?
Oh, we should do a Transformers.
I don't think it's out
special.
yet.
I think that's
and finally, Speak No Evil was coming out. If we can finally be free from those trailers. And
I've actually seen the trailer like
I think
twice.
it's a Transformers special next week, George.
Dude, we're doing a Transformers special for sure.
Right. You heard it here first. If they don't deliver, then throw tomatoes at George and Cam.
I can't wait.
But,
I watched Transformers recently, and I'm going to do it again.
Dude, Transformers is so good, man.
So good.
It's so good.
All of them are peak. Even the ones that suck are peak.
Cam, how you been?
I'm good, man. Not a whole lot going on this week. Worked third shift this week, so I was up all night and sleeping in the day. Party hardy.
When you say third shift, what is your timing on that? Like, what is shifts 1 and 2?
Whenever I got there to about like 8 a.m. basically.
Jesus.
There were days I showed up at 11. The day I showed up, it was a short week too. So I guess on Tuesday I went in like during the day, and then I had to go in on nights the rest of the week. So I came in like Tuesday into Wednesday night for like 4 hours until I like couldn't anymore. So I was like there till 3 a.m. and I was like, yeah, I gotta go to bed. So I did that. Then the next night went in at 11. Then the next night went in at about 9. So working a lot just at night, but then I'd sleep for like 4 hours and it'd make me feel like I had all day. And then I was just tired all night, but it wasn't too hard to like flip back, which was nice. Cause like as soon as I got done doing nights and then I was just so beat and tired by the next night that I was able to just sleep through the night. But yeah, it was just seeing the team and such. But it was a good time. Other than that, really nothing going on this week. Didn't have a whole lot of time to watch anything. I watched some episodes of Game of Thrones, got back on that. I stopped for a little when we were doing the Scooby-Doo watches, finishing that up. And season 6 just ends so well. Like it's the penultimate. That to me is like the penultimate ending of just like everything's coming to a head. And then season 7 is kind of drawn out, and season 8 kind of stinks. So we'll see my opinion on him after I go through those. But still just big into Game of Thrones. Good show. I watched The Internship, like when we went over to Emma's dad's last Sunday.
Sean Levy's only good film.
Last Monday. Yeah, great movie. I love The Internship.
It is pretty funny. I do
it's
like
funny. It's like it's pretty sincere here and there. Like I'm not like the biggest Owen Wilson. Actually, yeah, I like when
Owen Wilson, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, like make it.
Vince Vaughn
they are funny.
Team up. Yeah, like they work well. Like because I like that. I like Wedding Crashers. So yeah, I'd say I am a fan of their pair.
Wait, did Sean Levy do Wedding Crashers? Or did you mean just their pairing?
The actors.
Yeah, I also like Wedding Crashers as well. It's pretty cool.
When you tweeted now watching the best Sean Levy film, I genuinely had no idea what you were talking about.
I know.
He's right, you know?
Legitimately, I was like, he could be talking about like Night at the Museum. He could be talking about.
I like Real Steel, I'll admit.
We did Real Steel.
We reviewed Real Steel. Is that Sean? Oh, it is. Yeah.
I like Real Steel.
His best film is The Adam Project.
Oh God.
That's
make sure everyone knows that.
I don't even hate like most of his films. They're just like all of them are just fine.
His films are just there. They just exist.
They're just like in the cosmos, and they've been made at some point. But The Internship is funny. Every time it's such a stupid bit, but every time Vince Vaughn throws out "on the line," and then the one guy just comments "online." And like it's just such great cutting back and forth. It's so funny, man. It makes
when they first like all meet each other and they're all like spitting out ideas, and Vince Vaughn just like does the whole boomer thing. Yeah, it's such like a dumb bit, but it is weirdly funny though. Yeah.
We got Josh. That is probably Josh Gad's most serious character he's ever played in his life.
Is he the like cool guy?
No. Josh Gad is the like hidden. He's like the hidden recruitment.
Yeah. I've got you. Yeah, the hidden. Yeah.
It's the only time he's not like cracking jokes for 90 minutes of screen time. Like it works. I don't know. It's funny.
Who's the guy who's like? What's his name? The guy who plays the pizza place owner in Spider-Man 2. What's his name in The Internship? He's like Google. He's like the head of Google in The Internship. He's funny. I like him. I enjoy his presence.
Asif Manvi.
That's the one.
Wrong,
because he's like the main guy in The
Internship. Is the asshole guy, and I think he works well as like an asshole who also looks like a nerd.
Who's that?
Max Mangala. He's in Babylon. He's in
he's the same thing in every movie.
Yeah, he's the same thing in every. Yeah,
wears a suit and he's an asshole every time.
He's an asshole.
He's so annoying in that film, man. He's so annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. Dylan O'Brien is not too much in the movie. I think Dylan O'Brien has got to the point where I don't think he's great in almost.
He's the cool guy.
I like Dylan O'Brien. Don't get me wrong.
Is he even in enough for you to be like a Dylan O'Brien hater?
Have you seen The Maze Runners? I'm not.
They're all like fine.
I'm not a Maze Runner guy, but then he's in The Outfit. He's in
Love and Monsters.
He's in Bumblebee.
I've not seen Love and Monsters.
He's in that new Saturday Night film.
He was in Infinite, the Paramount Plus like opening movie. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know what it is.
He's going to be in Saturday Night. I don't know if I ever watched American Assassin. He's in enough to be like I don't know. And he's like a big name. I feel like he
is a big name. So he's like one of those classic names of like.
He's one of those guys that everyone knows, but like
he's like, I wish he would have done more with his career, kind of thing. It's
because Teen Wolf was huge.
Teen Wolf. That's fair.
Oh, is he a Teen Wolf? Okay, yeah.
But I like The Internship. So, and a lot of people commented on my Letterboxd review saying they liked it as well. So I felt heard. I felt approved. It's one of those movies that like someone could hate, but it's a comfort movie for me.
No, I like it.
Last night, so this weekend we went camping. It got absolutely rained out. I found out the difference between rainproof or waterproof and water resistant. So the water resistant tent works very well for rain. But a tsunami in this thunderstorm really it was like leaking. It like every couple drops would like leak through the tent and would just like hit us on the face while we were sleeping.
Nice.
Somehow Bailey slept through the night, wasn't even phased. The front door zipper was kind of busted, so we put a tarp over that, which was honestly fine for the rain. But at like 2 a.m., Emma woke up and a raccoon was like halfway in our tent, going through one of our bags that didn't even have food in it. It had dog food for our dog Izzy. And Emma like made eye contact with this raccoon, and our dog didn't even like wake up or like worry about it at all until it eventually noticed it. But I guess she's like, I was watching that thing for like 4 minutes before Izzy even noticed. So that was fun. Unfortunately, like had to come back last night, but we did a fire in my parents' backyard. We hung up a blanket on the like porch railing and watched Finding Nemo on it. So that was fun with Bailey. Just sat and watched Finding Nemo with Bailey, which was great. And then watched Rebel Ridge, and that's
I feel like Bailey watches Finding Nemo a lot.
Oh yeah, that's the only movie he watches. It's that and Bluey.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a good choice. It is a really good film. I like it.
Finding Nemo is great. But like Tyler said, I watched Finding Nemo and Rebel Ridge, and I haven't reviewed either yet on Letterboxd. I'm being lazy right now. Which Finding Nemo will probably just be, I like this movie, and then a score. I've reviewed it like 15 times at this point, it feels like. But yeah, Bailey loves Finding Nemo, and sometimes we can get him to watch Finding Dory. But yeah. It was a good week. It was a good week. Very, very short week at work. So good week. But yeah, we'll get into it with Beetlejuice, George and Seth.
Do we want to cover Rebel Ridge first, Cam? Because I don't think that'll take too long, and that'll just be us too quickly.
I don't necessarily care. I'm fine with either. But I figured Beetlejuice being the bigger IP we'd cover first. But we can maybe lead into it. That's fine.
I was just thinking because I don't think Rebel Ridge will go on for as long, but it's up to you.
No, it probably won't. So we'll start with Rebel Ridge. I didn't have a synopsis for it pulled. Give me a sec. Killing me, Seth. All right, so Seth and I watched Rebel Ridge. It's a new Netflix movie this week. Kind of came out, and was one of those where like people were like, "Holy shit, Netflix released not a bad movie." So their laws, his rules. A former Marine confronts corruption in a small town when local law enforcement unjustly seizes the bag of cash. He needs to post his cousin's bail. Starring Aaron Pierre, Don Johnson, Anna Sophia Robb, Emery Cohen. Most of those names you probably don't know. Don Johnson being the biggest of them all. And then Aaron Pierre is who?
For Bridge to Terabithia.
Is that who that is for Anna?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No way. Oh my god, it is.
This is like the Hannah Waddingham Game of Thrones moment again, Cam.
Mountain. Oh my god. I didn't look up her filmography.
She was also in she was in the shit show.
Yeah, she was. The Way Back. She's in Soul Surfer. She's the one that like loses her arm, right? Wow.
I liked her in this. She was cool.
Wow. Crazy. Okay. Good throwback. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Rebel Ridge, it's like kind of like it says, a small town corruption movie, action thriller. It's pretty simple. The plot being a man is just trying to get bail for his cousin, or make bail for his cousin. He has like $36,000 cash on him. The bail is about $10,000. Other 30-ish thousand, we'll say, is to buy a boat and kind of just get off the grid with his cousin. He's getting followed by a police car for like 2 miles, they say. The police car kind of takes him out.
Is this a spoiler?
No, this is the very start of the movie, so I would you get this in the first like 4 minutes of the movie.
I guess so.
No, it's not a guess. It's just true.
But I mean, like, do we want to put spoilers? Because we are saying direct scene. We are like telling how it plays out.
I was just trying to like set up the movie. I was just setting up the plot of the movie is what I was going for. But yeah, he gets kind of pulled over on his bike. They seize the money thinking that it's drug money, or saying that it's drug money. It kind of leads to a corruption plot. And that's how the movie picks up, and then it becomes this like small town corruption action thriller. Like I said, it's pretty good. Aaron Pierre, really good like action choreography in this thing. The close hand combat in this is awesome. I think I'm gonna go, I don't know, a high 4-star, maybe like an 82, somewhere around there. I enjoyed it a decent amount. Seth, that O doesn't sound like you necessarily did, but I can talk about it for a bit, but I'll pass it over to you. Give your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it for sure. I think it's like, because it's the same director as. Did you watch Green Room, Cam?
I don't think I've ever seen Green Room.
Green Room is really, really good. I think you'd like that a lot, actually. So that was the same director. It's Jeremy Saulnier. He also did a film called Blue Ruin. I haven't seen it. People like it. Don't know. But he works a lot with the same kind of themes in terms of kind of corruption, corporations, and this is like, well, exactly the same in that it is like exactly like Cam said, like this small town thing which focuses on corruption, you know, in a way, and really tries to dive into that and kind of plays out-ish like that classic kind of revenge thriller, but then also somewhat subverts your expectations with that, with the ending. I'm not sure. Like, I liked it, but I don't know how much I liked it. Wasn't very sure on the ending. I thought it kind of undermined a lot of the film in general, but I'm not too sure. I think Aaron Pierre is really, really great. He just like exudes so much aura throughout the whole thing. Like, I won't spoil anything, but the first kind of interaction you get of, you know, combat-ish, where he kind of like apprehends people, I should say, is just fucking cool. And it works in a way where it constantly kind of feeds you a little bit more and a little bit more. It's very similar to other stuff we've seen before. It's been very positively reviewed so far, which isn't a surprise, because I think it is very much a level above Netflix, you know, the standard Netflix release. And I also think it's like, you know, if you get a Netflix film that's actually good, it kind of just makes it even better in a way, because you're just used to absolute slop most of the time. But yeah, it works in a way of corruption, kind of the classic revenge story of one man's sort of quest for vengeance, and for not even necessarily vengeance, for justice, I guess you can say. Him and British Terrible Woman, Anna Sophia Robb, are really, really good. Won't go into too many spoilers, because I do think this is one week and just going too blind. And again, I don't know if I love the ending. Probably feeling like a 3/3.5, maybe a 3.5, probably more so. But yeah, it's an interesting film. It's definitely a step above most of the like classic Netflix originals in the way that it works. It's also pretty cleverly written as well. But I'm keen to read more into the actual ending. And I spoke to Kevin K. Meeks about this last night after he watched it, and he said the same thing I am. So yeah, I'm keen to read a bit more. But no, it's good. Definitely, I'd probably recommend it. And I think most people will get enjoyment out of it just in the way it's set up. And it is kind of that unraveling mystery with, you know, a few big, glaring, thrilling moments, a really, really good leading man, and then a big old ending as well. So yeah, it's good. Also, I didn't realize what's his name, Cam? The guy who's in no, not Don Johnson. The one who's in like Spider-Man 3, Prison Break, Green Mile. Is he in Prison Break? James Cromwell.
James Cromwell.
He's the guy with
he's the Captain Stacy in Spider-Man.
Captain, yeah. I really like him as well. Just that I didn't actually.
I thought you were talking David Denham, Roy from The Office.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what he's in, Cam? No, do you know what I'm thinking of when I said Prison Break? He's in. Did you ever watch The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, the remake?
The Longest Yard.
He's classic. Like the warden, isn't it? No, he's not. He's who is he? Is he the warden?
So yes, I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
You might be talking. He's also in The Green Mile. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, he is in The Green Mile as well. Yeah.
But the when I was at Emma's dad's and I watched full internship, so that's why. But it was like half watching while eating and such. And then after that came Dodgeball. Watched some of that. Didn't watch enough to throw a review up. But then right after that, The Longest Yard came on. Like as we were leaving, MTV was kind of throwing out some bangers. While on what was it, Labor Day? So yeah, that's just
I like Longest Yard. Yeah,
I do too. It's not a horrible movie. But yeah, so Rebel Ridge, I think it's getting fairly good reviews. I do fully recommend go watch this movie on your own. And it's one of the few movies on Netflix that you should watch, or Netflix originals that you should watch, especially from this year. And I don't think a lot of people are going to watch it. Tyler, will you give us spoilers just for a second? Just just if you haven't seen Rebel Ridge, move on. Skip ahead as timestamps are always in. But I just kind of wanted to talk the ending. I like that that it has a little bit of so it's an action thriller. The thing unfolds right. His cousin unfortunately gets killed in prison, which is why he wanted to post bail, like, and why he was freaking out about time and everything, and his money getting taken. And that's kind of the spiral that the movie takes, right? But at the end, they give Roy, David Denham, and I'll always just refer to him as Roy. I'm sorry. They give him a little redemption of like, I like that it's like, not the entire police department in this place is corrupt. It's like 60% of the policemen are corrupt. But you also have this person that's like, hey, we're still police officers. We shouldn't be 100. We shouldn't be like absolutely fucked up. So he has a little bit of redemption, and then he gets shot by Don Johnson. So not to his benefit,
to his demise.
Yeah, at the end, I was like, oh, they made Roy not a generic like villain, corrupt police officer. I was like, all right, that's fun. And then basically he explains how to get the dash cam footage, and that's what they use to put John Johnson away. That whole thing. It was a pretty simple ending. I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong in that it's bad. I just thought it was more simple.
I don't think it was bad. No. I'm probably reading it wrong as well. I'm just kind of, I don't know. It kind of felt a bit weird that we had this. And again, like it's one of those endings that's expected. Like that whole thing where it's like, not all of this said person are bad, and they have almost not a redemption arc, so to speak, but kind of a showcase of. I guess it is a redemption arc, but that kind of, for me, undermined the rest of the film in terms of what it was going for, I guess, in the sense of corruption, that obviously he leaves them. But I think he said in the interview, I can't remember who said this in a review, like that the character of, what's his name again, the main guy? Terry wouldn't have like killed anyone anyway. So I guess it makes sense. But that whole like, we're not all bad, we're not all like that, I guess kind of just undermine the rest of the film thematically for me personally. But again, I could be reading it wrong. I don't know. I just, those moments sometimes feel a little bit cheap, to me. Where
I see what you're saying. I think it was more like at the start they were assholes to Aaron Pierre, but everyone's telling them like technically they're still within the law. And so I kind of like that David Denham's character was like, hey, now we're out. Now we're breaking the law. Now we're just like not doing the right fucking thing. We should arrest this guy rather than killing him. And they like started drugging Anna Sophia Robb's character, and obviously like they
crazy
get down
scene
for that. Yeah, crazy scene. They say she's like a drug addict, and they start drugging her. And just wild scene. There's like a subplot where she starts losing her kid, right? And it just that to me kind of got a little like, it took this small story and kind of was like, okay, now we're giving everyone a sob story part of the movie. And I guess it's like, it's for characterization, right, of the character. But I don't know. Sometimes I think they just try to add in like subplots to give you like fake feelings for these people rather than like making them compelling characters.
I also think it was like a little bit too long for what it was as well. It wasn't even like a long film, but I think there was a lot of fat that could have been chewed. Like I think they got away with kind of the majority of it within kind of the first half, and there was a lot of like middling scenes, whereas like we're kind of just showcasing the exact same thing we showed you before, thematically, not physically. I don't know. Like, I liked it for sure. Just not sure on the kind of finalized as of yet, but I'd still recommend people watch it. Like it's better than 99% of the other fucking.
It's better than Lift from earlier this year. It's better than After Everything, I think the movie is called, from earlier this year. It's better than.
I mean, if you're gonna watch those, just watch this
as well.
It's better than every Netflix original that they release ever, of course. Basically. But
that's Rebel Ridge. Like we said, a 4-star from myself, a 3-star from Seth.
Maybe a 3.5. Maybe a 3.5.
Well, go check his letterbox if you'd truly like to see. Either way, good movie that we enjoyed, and we think you guys should go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not going to be one of those like Netflix releases that they push heavily and shove down your throat on like half the slop that they throw on screen. So go watch this one. But moving on to Beetlejuice, George, Seth, take it away. I'll be honest. We're starting the early streak of Cam does not like Halloween. Beetlejuice is just the tipping point of I don't want Halloween. I don't like it. So
one ReelTok episode in October should just be a live stream of all four of us watching a horror movie, something that none of us have seen, some random.
That's gonna be difficult though.
Like
That's gonna be hard to find.
let's ask Nalbus to give us some like Korean horror movie that none of us have ever seen, and that's it. People tune in and they watch us react to a horror movie, and we
I
get
think people would
Cam
like that as well.
to watch a horror movie.
One day we will, I'm sure. Let me run down the synopsis real quick. Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. The ghost with most is back after a family tragedy. Three generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter, Astrid, accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife, starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder back in their original roles. Jenna Ortega, Catherine O'Hara, Justin Theroux, Monica Bellucci, pretty big cast. Willem Dafoe, Danny DeVito, big cast. So George and Seth, take it away. Give your thoughts.
You want me to start, Seth, since I was a little more positive?
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah, I, to my surprise, had a much better time with this than I thought it would. It's funny. Right after I watched this movie, Mateo posted that edit from last 2 weeks episodes ago where I said
really?
like where I literally say like I'm probably not even gonna watch Beetlejuice 2 because of how not excited I am for it. But I just had a really good time with it. I think there are two big parts of my entertainment level with this movie. The first is Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. I think he's so fucking awesome. He's so funny. Seth, I think you wrote this in your review. He didn't phone this in. Which I think a lot of people expected him to just come in, grab a paycheck.
I said this on this podcast.
Yeah. So I was like pleasantly surprised that like he's fully committing to just this silly, kooky bullshit of a role that he has to play, which I absolutely love. And my second big point on why this movie was so entertaining is Catherine O'Hara. I love this woman. She's so fucking funny. Everything that comes out of her mouth just screams Moira Rose, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. I don't know if you ever watched Schitt's Creek, but that's her character in Schitt's Creek.
Rose.
One of the best sitcoms out there. I think if you haven't seen it, now we're getting off track. But yeah, I love Catherine O'Hara. I think she's hilarious. The one scene where she's talking to Winona Ryder and she's like, "Your father left me," and Winona Ryder's like, "He's divorcing you," and Catherine O'Hara's like, "No, why would you say such a thing? He's dead." And I was like, that's so fucking funny. Yeah. But yeah, this movie, it's kooky, it's quirky, it's silly. It's one of those movies where I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 right out of the theater. In a month, I'll probably look at Letterboxd and say, okay, I haven't thought about Beetlejuice 2 in a while. Let me lower this to a 3. But for now, I had such an entertaining time. I think the practicality of it all is so intoxicating. It's so much fun. You know, Danny DeVito, like, no need to be in this movie. Awesome little cameo. Monica Bellucci, zero need to be in this. Like, absolutely
stupid,
dude. Zero need to be in this movie. I will say her intro scene, like when she's like plugging her body back together, kind of goes crazy. It goes nuts. I forgot what song was like overlaid to that scene, but it went crazy. But yeah, for someone that didn't love the first Beetlejuice, I think it's a perfectly fine movie. I was very pleasantly surprised with this one. It's fun, it's silly, it's kooky. It has some laugh out loud moments. It has some, you know, unnecessary messes here and there. And again, particularly the Monica Bellucci stuff. But I think I really like Michael Keaton in this role. I think that sold me. I think I really like Catherine O'Hara in this movie. That really sold me as well.
Did you like Winona Ryder?
I don't know if I like Winona Ryder just in general. I've never loved or hated her. Every time she's on screen, she's just kind of like there. I think Dracula is probably my favorite of her performances. But like outside of that, I don't much care for her in like Black Swan or even Edward Scissorhands or what else has she been in? Zoolander, Girls Interrupted, Stranger Things, of course. Duh. So like I like her, but I would never say I love her, and I don't think she's the standout of this role. I think she gets overshadowed by Michael Keaton. I think she gets overshadowed by Catherine O'Hara. But again,
I
it
think
comes
she's
back to
by everyone. I'll be honest.
everyone.
I don't think she's very good in this. I think if there's a
think she's
phoned-in performance
fine.
in this, I think it was Winona Ryder.
I was just gonna say I don't think anyone phones in a performance in this movie. Like even like Monica Bellucci for how useless her character is and how little screen time she has. Like I think she's perfectly fine. I don't think
Tim Burton in a relationship with her, by the way, kind of wild, you know. I don't get it. Like Tim Burton just put her in because, like, you know, look how attractive.
I mean,
why
not?
Yeah,
every Letterboxd review I'm seeing is the movie needed more Monica Bellucci, which is understandable.
It needed more, but also it needed less. It needed none. You know, it's hard. It's hard, tough one. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I liked it. I think the design of this movie just screams, you know, early days Tim Burton, which I enjoyed. So yeah, I like this movie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I left the theater immediately, texted Victoria. I was like, you know, it was cute. I had a much better time with this movie than I had anticipated. This was the first, and I'm honestly even more surprised that I liked this movie kind of as much as I did because I saw this movie. I left work early. I went to a 4:30 showing because I wanted to be back home in time for the Taylor Fritz Francis Tiafoe tennis match. So on my way to the theater, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I really don't want to be like sitting in this theater watching this movie right now. This is like, I'll never say like this podcast like feels like a job because I genuinely enjoy watching movies and talking to you guys. But like on my way to a theater to watch Beetlejuice 2, I was thinking to myself, maybe I shouldn't go see this movie because I'm already in a bad mood that I have to go watch it. I really don't want to see this movie right now. It's feeling like a job where like I have to watch this movie as opposed to like I want to watch this movie. So I was like fully prepared to just give this movie like a 1.5, suffer all of the bro doesn't know how to have fun comments.
I have received those, by the way.
Yeah, but like midway through the movie, I was like, you know what? This is kind of fucking fun. I had the tennis match going on my phone in the theater. The theater was empty, by the way. No one was at the theater.
Mine was really empty, but this seems to be making so much money. It surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a very early showing. I went to a 4:30 showing. Like I left work early for this.
12:30 showing, to be fair.
Yeah, so like I'm watching Beetlejuice 2. I have Yannick Sinner and Jack Draper throwing up on a tennis court on my phone. And I was like, you know, this is fun. Like the movie's fun. It's making me laugh. I'm enjoying its design. This feels like OG Tim Burton, which I really appreciate. You know, Sleepy Hollow days Tim Burton. So yeah, I had a much better time with this. But like I said, in a month, I'll look at my 2024 rankings and I'll say, oh shit, I haven't thought of Beetlejuice 2 in a month, and then I'll lower it to a 3 out of 5. But for now, for as entertained as I was leaving the theater, I'm gonna leave it at a 3.5.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, for the first 30 minutes, I thought I was going to hate this, but I really didn't like the first 30 minutes. Like the whole setup to it, I hated. Like I think there are 2 actors in this who just don't need to be here at all. Well, 3, but Danny DeVito, I will never complain about.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
at first I was like, oh shit, new character, awesome, and then that's it. Yeah. He has like a 2-minute cameo and he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, Willem Dafoe. I said this in my review. I've never in my life wished for less Dafoe until now. I just don't care for that whole.
You know what? I was thinking this out of the theater. Yeah. I swear, my first thought was you, Seth. I was thinking about you. I was like,
thank you.
I'm surprised Seth didn't like this at least a little bit more because like it's so silly. It's so kooky. It's so quirky. It's so practical, and the practical effects I think are really cool. Yeah. And it has Willem Dafoe. So I
didn't like Willem Dafoe. I mean, I like Willem Dafoe. I like seeing him.
Yeah.
Every time he was on the screen, I think it took away. So the thing is with this movie for me, first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I don't like this at all. I don't like the setups. I don't like where we're going with it. I think it feels like, okay, we're just giving glimpses to the previous one. Catherine O'Hara, I always like. Home Alone. I will always think of Home Alone, so the vibes are there. Jenna Ortega I think is cool, actually. I think Jenna Ortega just kind of fits the
she's being so typecast, dude, as this like
teenager. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I do think she works. And I don't know. It was for the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I was like, I'm gonna hate this. And then the moment I started to enjoy parts were the ones in the afterlife. I like the afterlife moments.
It's cool.
The afterlife moments are cool in that we're just seeing these overtly ridiculous designs and characters. Like, for example, some of my favorite scenes are the ones in the waiting room to go into the afterlife. And they're just like
Dude,
sat on the sofa.
The guy that was bitten in half by a shark was gross to look at.
With every little thing, like just speaking.
Every time he was on screen, I was like, bro, get this man off my fucking screen right now.
Yeah, it was like so stupid. So every moment there, like I enjoyed the zaniness. I like you just said, Michael Keaton. I'm pretty sure I said on the podcast. I thought from the trailers he would give like a massive phone performance, because on the trailers we got the juice is loose line. I was like, fucking hell. He was funny. Like he was by far the best. He was funny. Yeah. He works in the role really well, and I think I like the Beetlejuice character, and I think every time he's on screen, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like there are moments which where he generally made me laugh. I really liked him, and I think he just encapsulates that character now. And I just thought after this amount of time, he's probably just coming back for a paycheck. But no, I was definitely wrong. I liked him a lot. Winona Ryder, I didn't much care for, to be honest. And I think a lot of this film was kind of built around the fact that these names are going back, and we've got new names in there like Monica Bellucci. Wait, was Monica Bellucci in the old? No, she wasn't. Was she?
No.
Monica Bellucci, Willem Dafoe, whatever. Like, okay, what are they really going to offer? I think if they cut a lot of the fat down that was in this, particularly within Willem Dafoe's scenes and Monica Bellucci scenes, we would have had a better film in that we could have focused kind of more on the mother-daughter strain dynamic between Winona Ryder's character and Jenna Ortega that was really kind of focused on, but also left in the shadows a lot of the time to move into these other plot points, which is difficult because like the film isn't long as well. When you've got so much going on, it's like an hour 40. It's always going to make it harder. So I think they should have more of a focus on that. Some of the designs were cool. Some of the practical effects were cool. Like in the afterlife, especially, I kind of like some of those moments. And who knows? Maybe on rewatch, I'll like it more because I know what to expect now. Yeah, I just think if they chewed some of it down, it would have been better. I also really like what's his name, Bob, with the the suit. Every time he's on screen, it's just funny. And also when, we'll leave the spoilers, but he like that whole the scenes with Beetlejuice in like his office space with all of them with like their little heads and their suits when they get out, so they start running. Like that is funny. Like that's so ridiculous. I kind of like it in the way they like make noises and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. Like most of the time when we're in the afterlife, I was enjoying it. Just the surface level stuff and kind of the way the dynamic between Jenna Ortega and Winona Ryder wasn't really explored that much. And Jenna Ortega with the guy, that whole part.
Dude, oh my God. While I was watching, Tyler, lower your headphones or put the spoiler tag on if you don't want anything spoiled. But while I was watching the movie, I was texting back and forth with Tyler about tennis. And I was about to text him the second we see this dude in the treehouse.
You were on your phone in the cinema?
Yeah, dude, I was by myself. All right, leave me alone. And there was an important tennis match going on. But for some reason, I had thought Tyler had seen Beetlejuice 2 already, but he hadn't. But I was about to text him. I'm texting you this now, so no one thinks I'm lying. That dude in the treehouse is dead as fuck. And I never texted him that. I was going to, but I swear to God, I clipped that immediately. Once he popped his dumb head out, I was like, dude, he's so fucking dead, bro.
It would have especially because like obviously the whole thing with spoilers on. The whole thing is like Winona Ryder can obviously see dead people, and Jenna Ortega, who's a daughter, who's like an outcast, and she kind of just doesn't want to be associated with her because she thinks she's basically like mental because it was set up for like she's going to see one. Oh, who is she going to see? The one main person she interacts with and actually likes. That's obviously going to be someone who's dead. I did quite like I did quite like the play where obviously she meets him and then goes to her house. Do you know what was cool actually, Josh? So essentially, she meets him. They like hang out for like a couple of times, whatever, and then she's like, "Do you want to come around on Halloween?" Because Winona Ryder's getting married to Justin Theroux's character, who, by the way, another obvious point, he was obviously there for money. We didn't need that whole thing.
Obviously,
that's obvious. And then she like goes around, and he's like, I actually needed you here because you can see your dad. Obviously, her dad died. And she obviously wants to see her dad. And then the whole thing is like she's complaining to Winona Ryder, like, coincidence that you can't see dad, but you can see all the other dead people. And then he like takes him to the afterlife. And then Winona Ryder like figures it out and goes back to the house. And the time where you see his parents initially, they're
you
like,
don't see their face.
their backs to you.
Yeah.
And then she walks into the house, and then she like walks in. She shouts for General Ortega's Astrid. The dad like turned around from the TV, and he's like half his face. And it's like
saw straight.
yeah. And then the mum walks out with like I don't know, cookies or whatever it was. What did she have? Like something in her hair? Was like a knife.
It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like a giant like corkscrew or something. It looked like just shoved in her eye.
That was quite cool. Because obviously he killed.
That's what the movie like should have focused on. Like I didn't. You could have cut every Monica Bellucci scene, that entire storyline out of the movie, and you could have just focused more on like, you know, the murder of his family and then like his relationship or something, just something. So what I thought, and it's interesting that you say you didn't like the first half hour, because that's actually like the part of the movie that genuinely sold me. Because like we were diving into, it was like Catherine O'Hara's character. She's like this art like whatever now, like she's big in the art scene. You know, there's a shaky relationship between Winona Ryder and her daughter in the movie. And I thought this movie, the way it was gearing up, I thought they were going to focus so much on Jenna Ortega's character as like a setup for like maybe Beetlejuice 3. This is just such a prime like example of like a franchise you could just pump out these movies left and right now. So I thought they were going to focus heavily on Jenna Ortega's character in this movie, which is what the first like half hour of the movie made me believe. And then we kind of get into more of like, this is Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton's movie for sure. Like this is a sequel to Beetlejuice as opposed to just a movie that's going to set up a larger franchise. So I actually liked the first half hour for like feeling like a movement in this franchise. Like it feels like it takes place, whatever, 25, 30 years after the original, whenever the original film came out. So I really enjoyed that, which I'm surprised you're saying you're not. Cause like that was like the first half hour just screamed like, we're not phoning this in. Like this is a true sequel. We're going to pay homage to our original movie while also kind of like painting a landscape for like a new generation of Beetlejuice lovers.
Then they just like, there was
much. They threw at us too much.
I mean, okay, so you had so these are the dynamics we've got, right? So you've got initially your setup and you've got Winona Ryder's character and Justin Theroux's character who are in a relationship, but he is obviously taking advantage of her.
He's like her manager and they're together. Yeah.
But he's like so obviously just taking advantage of her.
Painfully obvious that he does not love her.
She is still seeing Beetlejuice, right? She's scarred. Keep saying, okay, there's one thing. We get introduced to so Catherine O'Hara, then we find out Catherine O'Hara's husband's died, so her dad. Then we get introduced to like Danny DeVito, who's like in the afterlife, and then Monica Bellucci comes out. Okay, Monica Bellucci gets introduced. Okay, and then cool, whatever. We also have the fact that Jenna Ortega met this guy, right? And then we also have the fact that Jenna Ortega and Winona Ryder's relationship isn't great because of the establishment there, and it's not really gone into the background of this. It's just basically like Jenna Ortega doesn't like her because she's obviously sad about her dad, and also at the same time, she doesn't believe in all her mum's like antics. She thinks they're for show, and she also doesn't trust Justin Theroux, which obviously we all don't anyway. And then we also have Willem Dafoe, who's kind of this like detective in the afterlife who eventually tries to like he's basically trying to uncover why Monica Bellucci's there because she's obviously trying to attack Beetlejuice because they were in a relationship prior. Whatever, and the Beetlejuice actually killed her. And then we've got Beetlejuice who's like trying to go back and find Winona Ryder, right? And then what else do we have? Do we have anything else?
I mean, those were the big. I mean, the kid and his dad, or the kid and his deceased parents that murdered his parents. With Astrid.
Yeah. Then we've got Jenna Ortega, Astrid trying to find her dad. That's the whole thing.
Which that also that part was interesting. Like I had a feeling we were gonna see the dad eventually.
Yeah, same.
It didn't hit the emotions I thought it would.
No, and it also
which like I don't know if I don't know if they intended it to be like an emotional reunion, but it just felt a little lifeless, like the reunion between Astrid, her mom, Winona Ryder, and the dad.
Well, that's my issue for like most Tim Burton films now. I feel like they're very showcasey and behind all the image is just void. For me, a lot of the time avoiding any emotion. I think that's been my main complaint of his for the past few years. I think this film did better at it. I actually didn't care for the ending much. So obviously in the ending, Winona Ryder basically signs an agreement to like a contract to marry Beetlejuice if he helps her get in the afterlife so she can save Astrid, pretty much.
Yeah.
He does. And then they have this wedding, it's like jumps into like a musical number, which is kind of silly, whatever.
Yeah,
and
that
then who turns
musical
up?
Number, dude, that musical number ran long.
Yeah, it really did. And then like Willem Dafoe turns up,
so
then
long.
Monica Bellucci turns up. And it's this whole thing where it's like this massive conflict inside this or whatever. Also, I couldn't remember what I recognized him from. What's his name? Find his name. The main like priest guy.
Oh, what's his name in real life? He's in everything, man.
He's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He nearly beats John, or he should have beat John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I like seeing him. There was some cool like names in this, to be fair. And they all like work in their respective roles, but I just think half of them didn't need to be there other than name value alone. And that's kind of the issue with it all. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was 2.5 for me. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Like, I definitely prefer the original personally.
See, I prefer this one. The original, I think the original just lacked Beetlejuice for my liking, and there was too much Alec Baldwin. Yeah,
I kind of like that though, because like it's like when you do get to see him, it's almost this special moment of like, okay, there he is for the first time. But also, like Beetlejuice is one where I was expecting to feel the same in this, where it was like I don't actually want too much, but then also he is. Mark Keaton was like this very much the standout in terms of he just really embodies the role. So I don't know, it's a weird one because he is in this quite a bit more, if I remember correctly, than the original. So I don't know, it's tough to manage, but
yeah, significantly more in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, it's a weird one because like I just think like find the paths you want to take. Okay, like do Jenna and the guy, and then maybe Jenna and a mom, and then Beetlejuice coming back or whatever. That's it. Just go with that. Streamline it a little bit more. Chew the outside of it off. We don't need the rest of it. Chuck Bob in there for some laughs. Also, when Bob like gets attacked by Monica Bellucci, that actually made me kind of sad. Like it's like seeing like a dog die in films. You can't express his emotions, but then be kind of like sad for him. When he makes like the noise when she goes up to him.
Yeah,
it got me kind of down. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just so much in this for something that's an hour 40. Whereas, like, what do I focus on right now? Because we have so much going on at this point,
Yeah,
very convoluted. That's the issue.
Yeah, mainly. There was a lot. It still entertained me. The parts that I enjoyed, I really enjoyed, which is why I think my rating is like held up so high. But no, you're right. There definitely are just like there's so much. I won't say so much, but there's dead weight in this movie. Just things that could have cut the runtime down by at least 15, 20 minutes.
And then with that 15, 20 minutes, develop like Jenna and her mum's or like relationship more or their dynamic, or even Jenna and that guy, just strengthen the points you already have.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Exactly.
Also, leave Justin Theroux. Justin Theroux is like kind of funny. I don't mind him actually.
He's funny. He's just cool. Dude, proposing at a funeral is crazy work.
Like at the wake, because that's
dude, insane stuff.
And then his like her acceptance is she's like, all right, I guess, and he's like so happy. He's like, I wouldn't be that happy about that. It's like the most like forced fucking yes I've ever heard in my life. It was just crazy embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, like he was fine. I didn't mind him, but it was funny how they built it up, and at the end, they're like Beetlejuice like kind of makes him say the truth, and he's like, I was only with you for the money and to strengthen our relationship business. And yeah, we know. We know that. We didn't hear that. That was so obvious from the very start. Like there was a scene at the start where that has like a panic attack mid showing in her TV show, where she speaks about those, and she's trying to take a medication. He like takes the medication off her. So from then, it's obvious what a dynamic we have in this relationship and why he's with her. You know what I mean? So I didn't feel like we needed a massive explanation as to why. So that was kind of, I didn't love the ending. It was weird. I didn't like the start. I like the middle. Didn't love the ending, but didn't hate the ending. That's kind of what
I kind of liked it throughout with bits and pieces here that just kind of didn't work for me. But that's still fair. 3.5 for me. I still think fondly back on that theater experience. It was fun, made me laugh. Just Beetlejuice and tennis all at the same time, going back and forth. So that was fun. But anything else you want to say? I think we could wrap.
My mum hated this, by the way, and she loves the original. She really didn't like it.
See, again, another reason why I was surprised. I just don't like the original. I mean, I don't hate the original. It's like the most middle of the road movie I've seen over the last couple of months. But This one really surprised me. This one, I genuinely walked out and said, "Wow, I enjoyed that significantly more than I had expected."
Is it high on your Timothy Burton ranking?
Dude, I don't even know what my Timothy Burton ranking would
It's
look
currently
like.
sat.
Let's see right
It's currently
now.
sat. I haven't added it to mine. Shit, I need to add it to mine actually. I forgot to do that. It would probably be like 13th for mine. Yeah, it'd be 13th for mine.
I don't think how many I've seen. I've only seen.
I've seen
10 Tim Burton films logged.
I've watched every single one, and I wonder why I hate him. Like it's like, that's the issue.
I mean,
but
look, I don't hate him. I will say the ones
you
I've
haven't seen the recent shit.
I haven't seen
so
the
bad.
recent crap. Like Batman, fine. Batman Returns, fine.
No, that was so good.
Beetlejuice 1 and 2. 1 is fine. 2 is good. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is ass.
Edward Scissorhands and Ed Wood are both great, by the way.
Edward Scissorhands good. What else? Alice in Wonderland.
Big Fish. Alice in Wonderland, I don't like.
I haven't seen Big Fish. Sweeney Todd, man,
I like Sweeney Todd a lot. That's like his last good film for me. I really like
Sweeney Todd's a goat. But all right, I think we could wrap up Beetlejuice 2 there.
2.5. Well,
I didn't know who was going to talk next. Who's going to carry
3.5
on.
for me, 3.5 for George.
3.5.
Cam, continue.
Fantastic. All right. Beetlejuice. Yeah, that's that.
That was funny.
From what I've heard, though, and from what you guys were saying, it doesn't sound like a horrible legacy sequel. It's what we're getting these days. So as long as they make it good, I've never seen any of the Beetlejuices.
Okay.
So I'm just not a Beetlejuice guy. But from what we're
does
getting,
that mean if you haven't seen them?
Not a Beetlejuice guy.
Translation: not a Halloween guy.
Yeah, not a Halloween guy. I grew up watching some Halloween movies, but not them all. I got scared.
I guess so. Yeah, Beetlejuice is like not the one that you should be worried about, though.
That's fair. That's fair. I think most Halloween Town, probably not one that should have spooked me as a kid, but it did. Halloween.
George, answer this question right. Would Cam love Bob as a character? Because I feel like that would be like his guy.
Bob.
It's tough to not like Bob.
True, actually, yeah. But I feel like that would be like Cam's guy. You know, he'd probably
no one in the world is leaving Beetlejuice 2 saying, "Yo, fuck Bob." Not one person is even thinking about Bob after Beetlejuice.
I was definitely thinking about Bob. Like I said, I went on like 2K with Owen and Kevin the other day, and the first thing I said was like, "I like Bob. Bob was cool, man. That was like standout for me."
Moving on. We got nerd news. We haven't had nerd news in forever, and because it's me hosting, I thought we'd talk some nerd news. Most of it from the DC universe. The biggest piece of news is that Matt Reeves finally talked the Batman 2 and what's coming to it, saying it's going to dig into the epic story and deeper corruption, and it goes into places he couldn't even anticipate in the first one. This is pretty obvious given that the first one, obviously, like about the Falcons, a little bit introduces Penguin, obviously having the Riddler, but doing a little bit of that deeper corruption, and then the next project being the Penguin project. It's makes sense that he's going in this corruption route of Gotham, can go into the Court of Owls, going into the Falcone crime family, just a ton of different places he could go, but basically saying that it's going to remain a grounded universe. He gave Gentleman Ghost as a character that's what's the word?
Fantastical.
Yeah, thank you. Fantastical for his universe. Cowardice, not to have Gentleman Ghost. No, but
who's Gentleman Ghost? Let me see.
No, it's just a
looks
goofy,
like an invisible person.
It's a goofy ghost. It's a ghost who wears a suit. It's goofy, but it's I just think coward because
guy.
Put a Gentleman Ghost in there. But I'm perfectly fine with keeping this universe grounded, especially after the first one. Like, it's pretty obvious that it's a more grounded universe, and James Gunn can do the more fantastical approach.
I just want to see Clayface, like a big.
You're gonna see Clayface. I promise you, James Gunn can do all the fantastical bullshit.
I do not care about that, right? Because I love the Batman. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining because, like I said, there's no reason to complain when he did so well with the first one. I love the Batman. I think he's great. I just want to see a Clayface, you know, like a
Tell
big.
me if I'm wrong, Seth.
Clayface.
Tell me if I'm wrong. And I'm not saying you're outraged by this. There were people online that are like, "This sucks. I want to see Clayface, or I want to see a gentleman ghost, or a crazy like I want to see these." Time out. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think the reason is people don't necessarily fully trust James Gunn to do a good like fantastical Batman, whereas like Matt Reeves, they think they'll do a good Clayface, and they'll do a good like he's already done really well.
To be honest with you,
they'll get something good out of him.
That's fair. To be honest, I actually when I tweeted that I wanted to see Clayface, I just kind of forgot about James Gunn, like that universe, just because like it's not really my focus, is it? Like when I think about the Batman now, I'm so in on, you know, the Penguin's coming out, and the Batman. So I'm like, I just want to see Clayface. Also, I just want to see like a massive Clayface. I think it'd be really cool. But like again, it's not like a reason to distrust or anything, because you know most of us, especially us four here, loved the first one and the rooted talk. So it's not something necessarily complaining about. But I just want to see Clayface. To be fair, like how would they, George? How would they actually showcase Clayface in like a
dude wants Clayface?
Dude wants him bad. It would, dude. You can't practically create Clayface, so it would be an entirely CGI'd cat, which is crazy that you would want Clayface.
I don't know. I just want to. I've just got this thing with like
Clayface, and it's just
I just keep thinking about like a massive Clayface. I don't mind a CGI Clayface. To be fair, I don't mind.
I feel like you would. I feel like you're expecting like some sort of practical Clayface.
No.
The entire movie, people are just dumping clay on this.
People are just like stood on top of each other, like under like this massive thing. That'd be great. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid. I look at Clayface in like, pictures in comics and stuff. Not like read comics, but whatever.
Listen,
I'm just like, I want to see a big Clayface in Gotham. That's just my thing. I don't know. I've never
seen Clayface before, but it's giving Sandman. Looks like it's similar.
That might be why. To be fair,
it is giving Sandman.
That might be why. I just want a Clayface.
Seth, I promise you. I know you're not excited for James Gunn stuff.
Sorry, I am a James Gunn truther over here.
Right, fair. But that dude will dive. He will dive into the fantastical. I promise you. He'll give you Clayface. He'll give you Mr. Freeze. Hopefully not on ice skates, but he will give you Mr. Freeze.
Andy Muschietti
killed the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, Andy Muschietti. It is Andy.
Will he be fighting Robert Pattinson though? Because I want to see Clayface versus Robert Pattinson.
Let's
got it in my head.
That's the big want. Is people just want more Rob Pat.
That's all I want.
If anything, it's a compliment towards Matt Reeves, because everyone's just forgetting James Gunn's doing Batman as well. Everyone's like, we want it in his. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, if anything, people trust Matt Reeves to do whatever villain he decides.
Oh, for sure.
But I will say, taking this Batman franchise, give me Joker in the Batman Part 2, and then give me Court of Owls as like the main trilogy.
Joker in Batman Part
so do you want Joker in
really?
Batman?
You don't think so?
We'll get him in the third.
I agree with Cam. I don't think we'll get him in the third. So do you, George? If it was up to you, would you want
it'd be too dark
Joker in Batman 2?
I would love Joker in Batman 2 and 3, but all I think
that's interesting.
The universe that Matt Reeves has built, this very grounded, more like, I guess, political thriller. I think Court of Owls would just be phenomenal.
I agree, but I also think I agree with Cam.
I think we might. I think we might get Court of Owls next movie. I don't think we're getting Batman 2. Batman 2. Joker in Batman 2. I think that's mostly just because you have to. He's probably going to try to make his own story outside of the Dark Knight. And the last time, obviously, we got the Dark Knight. Joker was in the second.
True.
So I think that's a big thing, and also, I like the idea, and I don't know if Matt Reeves does. I like the idea of teasing the Joker more and more. Like you get a small snippet in the Batman, maybe tease him a little more in 2, and then 3 can be like he's playing the strings, and maybe you get Court of Owls in the 3rd as well, because you do the Joker, and then you also do the Court of Owls, like wanting Gotham to like cease because of all the corruption. I don't know. You can do a little.
I mean, if you're thinking like grounded, surely the Court of Owls.
You guys are just.
No, we heard you.
We heard you.
Heard you loud and clear.
If you're thinking like grounded, surely the Court of Owls would be like the perfect one. Isn't the whole thing of Court of Owls like there are an inside political crime organization?
I wonder if we'll ever have the Penguin being a main villain. I think he'll always
So,
be the
I
side
don't
guy.
think
Dude,
so.
I was just thinking about that. I'm so curious to see like what the Penguin show does with the character. Like, where does he end up at the end of the show? Does he end
I think
up as
he's
like,
going to be the top, the kingpin of the.
yeah, you
the
think like
Kingpin.
moving into the Batman part 2, you think he'll be like the big bad, or you think
I
he'll
don't
still
think
be-
so. I'm not sure. I don't know if he
I
I
will.
don't
don't
know
know.
if he'll be the big bad, but I think he'll be the big mafia bad or the big corruption
Yeah.
bad.
Do
I
you
don't,
think?
but I think we'll
Imagine
get,
he dies at the end of it. That'd be
I think
crazy.
we might get like a Penguin again is the big head, and then we have like a side villain like Maroni was
like in
Batman, but then you also had the Riddler. Maybe we'll get like a Hush in the Batman Part 2 with like the Penguin still being like the head of corruption, and then or we'll get Court of Owls, and then maybe the third is fully Joker. I don't
What did the Batman do with Salvatore Maroni? Is he in jail right now? He's
Isn't he-
alive.
Well,
He's
I'd
in
expect you to
jail
know, George. You watched it 89 times.
I know.
jail
I
because,
always forget because it's
I
such
think-
a quick snippet. I think he's in
I
jail
think he is in jail. I'm pretty sure
he is in jail because what's his name?
for the murder of the the Waynes.
Wayne's, yes, because what's his name puts him away there.
Yeah,
I literally, I've said his name a million.
Falcone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've said his name.
Okay. I always forgot if he like was dead or if they put him in jail. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in jail. So still an opportunity there.
They should just recreate the Dark Knight beat for
That's
beat.
what I'm saying, man. Just don't even release the Batman Part 2. Just re-release the Dark Knight in theaters. Yeah.
They might
man.
do. They have actually they have Two-Face in Joker 2, so I'd be shocked if they get Harvey Dent in the Batman 2.
Yeah.
Two-Face is in Joker too? I actually don't know if I
Harvey
knew that.
Dent.
Harvey
Harvey
Dent.
Harvey
yes.
Dent, not
I don't know if
Two-Face.
we'll get
yeah.
Two-Face. I don't think so, but so I guess Harvey Dent's in there.
And also for the Batman Part 2, in Part 1, the police commissioner obviously dies. So
yeah. So James
Gordon jumping up to that commissioner spot.
I almost said James
Cameron.
James Corden.
James Corden.
Oh, James Corden. Yeah.
You mixed
Cameron.
me up there too.
No, I've just fucking.
I didn't even realize that. Like I almost said it.
That's your favorite actor, man.
Yeah, that dude's the
Yeah,
he's
he
the
looks
guy.
like it.
Moving on. So the Batman remaining grounded. I think that's pretty obvious. But I'm
What's the
excited
release date on this again?
for,
Someone remind me?
2025.
No,
But like
December.
early or?
It's only in 3 months.
It'll probably get delayed.
Oh
dude.
shit! Yeah, it is.
No, sorry, 2026. Oh, we all need October 2nd, 2026. Wow.
All right.
What?
That's-
It was already delayed.
Wait, so Batman
That's
Brave and the Bold comes out before it?
That's
There you go,
insane.
Seth. There you go, Seth. You'll have your
Forgot about it.
fantastical even sooner.
I don't want that shit. Sorry, we've got to wait over 2 years from now.
That's insane. That I would
Oh,
think
man.
James Gunn is just like trying to get the Batman movies out as quickly as possible so he can just do his own thing. I'd be truly shocked if we had 2 Batman movies in theaters running continuously.
Save time. They will not.
I would be really shocked about that. So I'm interested to see what they do.
Crazy.
I think
They
James
would
Gunn's
never.
James Gunn's arc is already getting changed. Not arc, but like his universe is already getting changed.
Just
You have
plan.
Creature Commandos coming out here in a couple months.
What's
December
Creature
5th.
Commander?
There you go, Seth. That's hella fantastical.
What is it?
It's an animated show. It's the first. It's the first like technical entry of James Gunn's DCU.
Oh yeah, this actually does look quite cool. I saw this on Twitter.
Yeah, it looks like
It's on
something.
Max.
It's not.
We don't have Max.
What do you guys watch? Like House of the
Sky.
Dragon on Sky.
Sky or Now TV.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so
Be on Max.
lame, bro.
Yeah, just
I'd want Max to be fair.
Dude, get with the times.
I know this looks quite cool actually. I might watch it.
Good
Yeah,
God.
right.
Yeah, Creature Commandos looks good.
Creature Commandos looks good. You got a couple first looks this week. I think James Gunn is doing all the right things with his franchise right now. I'd truly be shocked if Warner Bros., who technically is ran by James Gunn, right? What's James Gunn in Warner
DC,
Bros.?
which is owned by
DC,
Warner Bros.
Yeah, so DC is ran by James Gunn, but I would be shocked if Warner Bros. Was like, yeah, we can do 2 Batmans at the same time. I'd be really shocked.
Yeah, looks like Batman Brave and the Bold release date isn't announced yet, so it sounds like it's going to be after it. But yeah, I guarantee there's no one at DC or Warner Bros. Telling Matt Reeves to slow down. I guarantee they're all saying.
I think they're all saying, speed it up, let's get going. But also make more money with it. Like that's their ask. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you can take your time to like make it right, but at the same time, what like I don't know.
They care more about the connection.
Barely any movie ever needs 4 years to be made.
That's true.
Do we know anything about Brave and the Bold, like casting wise? Someone remind me. I'm trying to find it. Okay,
I think
we just know Machete is directing.
Yeah, I think on top of their short list is Jensen Ackles and George Carmi, but I could be wrong on that.
Which are all just theories. Jensen Ackles, I don't think is on top of that.
Jensen Ackles is awful in the Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1.
Oh,
no,
stop. He's fine. He's fine. Cam, speaking of Batman, have you watched the Caped Crusader, that TV
I never
show?
got around to it.
I still need to watch it, man. Everyone keeps telling me.
I also haven't seen like any reviews for it. I don't know.
I've seen nothing. I saw the only review I saw was Kit Laser when he posted his review initially.
Interesting. Okay.
That was it. Also, didn't even realize that part 1 of the animated Watchmen movie came out like a month ago.
Wow.
So that I need to watch. I had no idea that came out. I knew it was coming. Had no idea it came. Pause.
That is a crazy pause.
Speaking of things we didn't realize came out, The Killers Game starring Dave Bautista. Never heard of this movie until I started watching football again and got like actual ads on the TV.
Wait, is that the John Woo movie?
This upcoming week.
No, that's the
Killers is John Woo movie.
Oh,
the Killers Game is the Dave Bautista movie that looks awful, but some people are excited for it.
I thought it was like it came out Friday, but it may be coming out this Friday. Either way, I had never heard of this movie, and I do a movie podcast until I started watching football again and was getting like TV ads, and I'm like, what is this movie?
I thought it comes out this upcoming week. So I was looking ahead for like me being gone. I'm like, well, there's going to be Speak No Evil. There's going to be Transformers 1. And I think there's the Killers Game. But
yeah,
speaking of ads all over TV, because so much of football's on NBC and Peacock, so many ads for the Fall Guy. And I tweeted about this last night. It's like, I just don't get how anyone still questions why movies take themselves out of theaters so quickly when no one talked about the Fall Guy when it was in theaters, but all of my friends, like all of my normal friends, have watched the Fall Guy on Peacock, and they're all talking about how much they love it. And I'm like, this is got to be a trend. That's not. I wish we could know streamers numbers because theaters take like the movie theater itself takes like 60% of the money a movie makes. Guarantee streaming takes probably 10%. So I bet movies make so much more per dollar on a streaming service. It's just got to be so much more profitable. I mean, it's just no brainers financially. But literally everyone in my sphere is talking about the Fall Guy right now because it's getting promoted like crazy by NBC and Peacock, but no one even knew what it was when it was in theaters. So
hey, the Fall Guy good. The Fall Guy good.
Fall Guy good.
My friends are having fun with it. So
yeah. Moving on in the nerd news, DC, Luca Guadagnino being eyed to direct a future project. Fun bit of news will never happen. He's
the king of billions of projects in the works. He's always got something.
How many times have we spoke about a new project from like Luca on this podcast? Like, always, all the time.
Insane, like that they'd even like report this because this is just simply not going to happen.
I love how did you see everyone like quote tweeting it in the like comic book sphere? Like, I think there's like a something in the DC that has like the main character, like a gay character, and everyone's like, he must be doing that one, and it's like, what are we doing here?
He can do more than just
he can do more than like gay characters. It's so silly.
I don't know who they're talking about, but
it's something the DC
what they're theorizing. I'm guessing that's the simple theorization for people. But yeah, just no shot he directs a movie in the DC universe. But I like James Gunn, and I don't know if this was James Gunn talking about it, like. Or I like the idea that he's like, yeah, I'm going to try to get one of the best directors working right now.
We'll probably see.
I thought Luca was the one who said it, but maybe I'm
really
mistaken.
Okay.
We'll probably see like James Gunn. You know, you see like his denial of these rumors is just him saying on like threads, replying to someone like,
yeah, dude, he loves threads.
He did it with did you see it with the Batman game recently? Like a Batman game got announced recently, like in Matt Reeves' universe Batman. And then it was like reported on like discussing film and stuff. And someone asked him on threads, was like, yeah, there's no truth to this at all. Like he always
he loves threads, man. I don't know if him and like Elon have beef, but the dude just does.
Yeah,
it.
He loves.
Who uses threads?
Like, no, him and that.
Yeah.
And like all of his threads get like reposted as pictures on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
Were you talking about him disproving the? Yeah, like the sources are sketchy, but a lot of like people are running with the Luca Guadagnino to direct Sergeant Rock, I'm
Is
not
that
sure
that might be the one I'm on
for
about?
DC Studios, but
Yeah.
it was reported by someone that people don't like, so I don't know how much you can trust it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another report from this week is that Josh Brolin was offered the role of Hal Jordan in Lanterns. If not him, the other names that have been thrown out if he declines, Ewan McGregor, Matthew McConaughey. So I don't know.
Three
I like
very
all those
different
people.
actors.
Yeah, I was
Well, they're
just
all like-
thinking that.
If you had to guess Matthew McConaughey's age versus Josh Brolin's, what would you guess?
McConaughey, 15 years younger.
Yeah.
No,
50.
McConaughey is like
McConaughey is
mid-
2 years younger.
Jeez.
Wow.
Josh Brolin's
54
aged
and
worse.
56, right? Yeah, Josh Brolin does. Josh
I think
Brolin,
it-
like, he doesn't even look bad. He just looks older.
No,
don't
I think
know
the
what it
problem with
is.
Josh
Josh
Brolin
Brolin
is
well.
he joined Marvel, which he got on like the roid sauce, and I think it aged him like crazy.
That
'cause,
may be true.
like,
That
he
may
got
be
he got leaner, but it just at his age just doesn't. Whereas Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey always looks so cool. Like he was obviously all over college football yesterday at the Michigan game. Always looks like a stud. But yeah,
I wish
I
he'd
mean,
Ewan
actually like
McGregor,
do
I
a
think, is
movie
around,
again.
like,
Though.
53.
age wise, it's fine. But I'm saying like three actors that just are so different in what they.
Who was the other one?
Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor.
What the fuck? Yeah, that is weird. Yeah.
I don't know.
Obi-Wan
I think
Kenobi.
I've
Obi-Wan
seen like
Kenobi.
multiple things of saying like Hal Jordan is going to be like an older guy, and then Jon Stewart will be like the up and coming Green Lantern. I like that. I'm fine with it. We've gotten Hal
Who was
Jordan
that?
before.
Cam?
Jon Stewart
Hal-
is just they're
no,
all
Hal
Green Lantern.
Jordan.
Hal Jordan.
They're Green Lantern.
Oh, is that just Green
That's
Lantern?
the main. Hal Jordan's
That is
the
the
main
Green
Green
Lantern.
Lantern, like the original. I think. I guess I don't necessarily know. I assume he's the original Green Lantern. And then Jon Stewart is like the new Green Lantern that people have liked and are attached to as well. Probably the most known because like the Green Lantern Corps, there's a billion of them, right? But Jon Stewart is probably the most known outside of like Sinestro or something. But yeah, the Lanterns is a crime like heist or a crime like mystery. Kind of like it was described as like a True Detective, but in the DC universe. So I don't know. I'm fine with whatever actor they cast. I like all three of those names. Not going to get up in arms about any of them. It will be interesting to see if Josh Brolin just decides he's in every franchise ever. He's in Marvel. he's in Fox. He was in the Fox like X-Men franchise until it became Marvel, and now he wants to do DC.
Who is he in Marvel?
Thanos.
Cable and Thanos.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Dog.
Yeah, I like Thanos. That's
He's in the
crazy.
Duneverse.
The
Yeah, he's in
Dune.
the universe. He might just be in everything. But yeah, so next bit of news is that Vincent D'Onofrio just said he wants to play Swamp Thing. I'd like to see him in anything. So yeah, put him in Swamp Thing. Why not?
Put him in Batman, Swamp Thing, and
Yeah,
Oh
there you
my
go.
God.
Directed by
imagine like a
directed
big
by,
old Swamp Thing in Clayface. That'd be great.
Hey, Swamp Thing is confirmed in James Gunn's DC universe,
Which he will
already.
make them like big
directed
old
by James
fucking-
Mangold.
Oh,
Oh, God.
sick. That's so cool. That's
No,
exciting.
it's not.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it's
Mangold's
not.
done good.
The
Done good
James
stuff.
Mangold hate is insane. Logan,
going off
Ford
his
v
most
Ferrari, Walk
I'm
the
going
Line.
off his most recent film, and I can't
What's
look
his most
past it.
recent
Wait, what was his
film?
most recent movie?
Dial of Destiny.
Indiana Jones.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, terrible.
movie.
Whatever. Okay, acting like he didn't make Logan, Walk
Logan
the Line,
good.
and
Logan
Ford
really
v
good.
Ferrari.
Walk the
Ford
Line
v
really
Ferrari,
good.
yeah. But Ford v Ferrari, yeah. I think he can
I
do
haven't
good
seen it.
stuff. He just can't be like whipped around by the corporate chain,
Which is
I think
exactly
the
what
early
he will
stuff
be
of
in this.
DC will not be whipped around by the corporate chain. Once we hit like project number 5 or 10, then it will be.
That's a very optimistic view of it. I think.
That's an optimistic view, but we'll see what happens. And Joker 2, lastly, getting middling reviews, which is just kind of funny to see because, like, I don't know, people
The same
wanted
reviews that Joker 1 got.
Joker has just
Joker
annoying
1
discourse.
is
It's just
reviewed
annoying
well.
discourse.
No, like it's film festival reviews were all like middling.
Yeah, fair. Well, either way, I'd be shocked if this thing makes anywhere near the amount of money as Joker 1. Also,
won't.
I'd be shocked if it were as good. They're doing a weird thing where they're kind of like denying the musical like
Everyone
allegation.
keeps doing that.
But
It's weird because
Even
some
Wicked's
people,
doing that.
yeah, some
Wicked's
people are
literally
denying it.
Wicked's
Lady
denying
Gaga,
the part 1 and part 2.
Lady Gaga just described the musical when asked.
yeah,
about
Lady
it.
Gaga's like, nah, this is a
There's
musical.
music.
This is full blown.
But she was denying it when
Was she denying it though?
Yeah, she was like, it's not
Yeah.
really a musical. It's just
She
more
was,
using
yeah.
the song to tell
Yeah.
tell a story. So
yeah,
music.
it's like, oh, it's music.
Yeah,
It's
sick.
great.
I get why they're doing it, though, because we have seen like there was days that came out that people just don't watch music, which is sad. But like, what was the Marvel project that did it recently as well? I saw like a news post. Was it like the Agatha thing? Something came out about that the other day. I think that was like a musical, had musical notes, and then one of the main actors was like, "It's not a musical, which use music to tell a story."
I think you're still talking Joker though, because I don't know about the act. Maybe
No. Well, I'll try and get it up. I'm sure it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish Joaquin Phoenix wasn't such an asshat. Like, I still want to know what all happened with the whole
me too.
production he walked out on. But yeah, so if he wasn't an asshat,
yeah, it was Agatha. Joe Locke.
Interesting. Yeah, Joe
says Agatha all along is not a musical. Yeah,
fascinating.
Lying to our face.
But
incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if Joaquin wasn't such a loser, it would be a cooler thing. But he was kind of real for like on like the 12th minute of the standing ovation, just like get up and walk out because like, you know, how long can you really?
How long can you wait?
How long is it not the most awkward thing ever?
He's lame right now. But when I saw like him and Lady Gaga like after like 10 minutes just like walk out, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of real right there.
I need to go to a film festival and experience a 12-minute.
It's only the like. It's only these ones, and like the Cannes and the.
I need to start booing people.
Yeah,
get down.
It's
where's that? No. Where are those headlines? Like, oh, Elvis got a 4-minute boo ovation.
I think Triangle of Sadness was booed when that premiered. I'm pretty sure
what I fucking need, man.
Like it has happened a few times where things have just been booed. Man, that's got to be awkward. Like really awkward. Like whether it's boo or claps for that long, it's like
every time I think of I think of the Entourage episode where Median was premiered and everyone hated it, and it was the funniest episode. It was a hilarious episode.
I don't even know.
We need to send Cam to film festivals, and like, you know, in Harry Potter when they can put the wand to their throat and like makes like amplified. It's something like that for Cam, and he can just boo so loud.
Get a fucking bullhorn.
I like The Brutalist or some perfectly critically acclaimed film, which got amazing reviews, and it was just picked up by A24, so a lot of people are gonna be pissed off.
And he won Best Director, Brady thingy, didn't he? At Venice.
And people are gonna be really mad that it's an A24 movie.
Classic.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, moving on from nerd news to some hey, it's trailer time.
Wow.
Whoa.
Throwback.
Holy shit.
Minecraft trailer. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, it looks so bad.
It genuinely, like, I saw this is a stolen tweet, but it genuinely looks like an SNL skit. Like, it's not real.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not a real movie.
It's not a real film. No one can convince it's a real film. It's like, why did they choose that? The bit in the trailer of Jack Black saying, like, "I am Steve." Whatever is the dumbest shit.
That's so funny, man.
Oh my god!
I don't know, guys.
So
I think we've
bad.
lost. I think we need to burn the world down. I think we need a meteor.
I think we need to stop making movies for a
year.
I think everyone.
I think this might ruin the podcast, guys.
You know how much money this will make? This will make so much fucking money as well.
I might quit. I might.
It's Minecraft. It's going to make $1 billion for sure.
As a parent, you can't allow your kid to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's abuse. Yeah,
that is literal abuse.
If this thing
mental abuse. Yeah,
I might have to quit the podcast. Go off the grid and give up. Honestly,
is it out this year or is it not this year? Is it next year?
No.
How long have we got until we have to?
This will be over $1 billion for sure. But at this point, I think this is just a social experiment by studios. Like, if anyone knows Nico Avocado, he just pulled off his great
crazy
social experiment that he pulled the wig over all of our faces with that. I think there's the same thing with Minecraft where they're like Super Mario Bros. They're like, we made so much. Just talking about big corpo movie productions. Like, we made a lot of money from Mario Bros. I know it's not the same production company, but we kind of like actually put something together people tended to not hate. What if we put something together like people will hate? But
this is not too far away. This is not too far away.
It's April, isn't it? Yeah,
2025. And
if it was April, when's April Fool's Day? When is it?
April 1st.
Is that April 1st? Oh, that'd been funny. That'd been great.
I mean, this might be just the closest they can get to an April Fool's joke.
How have we gone this long without a Fortnite movie being in production? Like,
right, and
once the Fortnite movie comes out,
once the Fortnite movie comes out, it will be Jack Black. You mark my word.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Stop.
He's gonna be like, I am Jonesy.
Stop. Just watch Battle Royale. That's all you need for a Fortnite movie.
There will be a Fortnite movie will be, so it will be Jack Black as well. I can see it right now.
Fortnite movie's gonna open on the bus and some dude's having like a full blown panic attack.
Oh my! It's gonna be the worst thing ever. They will make one eventually.
I really don't want to be rude to these child actors either, but I think when it comes out, I might yell at every person on screen.
The worst thing is though, it's this trailer's just brought out the racists again on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, that's been awful.
I made a video about it earlier. Like, these.
A lot of things.
It's like these dislikes of Danielle Brooks. Why? Because she's an actress.
Danielle Brooks is funny too. Like
she's the best one there. Like realistically,
nominated. Yeah,
she's really good. It's like, oh man, the reason people hate it is because it looks fucking awful.
Yeah,
not because there's like a woman of color in it. It's crazy. But yeah, this looks shit, and I will be watching it.
I might. You know how what was it? I think it was Shrek. The file was stolen or something, and it was a Pixar movie. A file was stolen, and it just happened or erased, and it just happened that one of the like crew members had it on their hard drive or something, and that's why it was saved. It was some Pixar movie.
I don't remember.
Someone helped me out. But I know that person just got laid off or something. So fuck Pixar. But we need to go steal this movie and not have it on anyone else.
This might be like an all-time ReelTok episode when it comes out. Though. Like, this is
the first time we all meet in person is we all go. What film festival would be good for
the fucking Minecraft movie?
Yeah,
it might be in Indiana. It might be.
I haven't played Minecraft in like 10 years, but I'm sure there's going to be some shit like buy some like in-game item and you'll get like a movie ticket included or something. Like it's going to make so much crazy.
Minecraft slaps as well, so it's a massive shame they can do something like all right.
Yeah, it's the biggest video game of all time by like a huge margin.
By like a massive margin.
Fortnite.
No, it's not close.
No, it's
total downloads and
Minecraft is way
it's like
bigger.
Probably all the other top 10 combined. Minecraft's probably
Minecraft's the highest selling game of all time, like by far. It's like Minecraft's
I just
shit.
googled how many Fortnite downloads versus Fortnite.
Fortnite's free as well, to be fair.
Dude.
Isn't Minecraft? I thought Minecraft had a free version and like way back when I played.
Now
it's free version, but then it's like $29.99 or something.
It'd be like £15, like $25 something.
Fortnite was 8 years later, but now it's bigger.
Yeah, right now, but Minecraft's way past its prime.
Okay, we'll come back to this in 8 years.
There's no way it's even close.
Yeah,
in 8 years when
close.
the Fortnite movie's being made, and I've quit the podcast because Minecraft made $1 billion, I will make a returning cameo for the Fortnite movie episode.
Minecraft will make $1 billion. I guarantee it.
Right now, we have to do something. We have to sabotage the studio. We have to do something. There's something we have to do. We can't
call a boycott publicly.
We need to call a boycott, a ReelTok Podcast boycott of the Minecraft movie.
It's hard because Fortnite doesn't have sales because it's like a free download. But Minecraft is the best selling of all time. Wii Sports #3. That's kind of fun.
Hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah, dude!
Tennis on that went crazy.
Oh my god!
Plus, I think it came with every Wii, like the OG one.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
And GTA 5 is #2, but Minecraft clearly in the one.
Do you guys know who the director is for the Minecraft film? By the way, I just looked at it.
Don't say
same guy as Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite slaps though.
Napoleon Dynamite's so ass.
They're the same kind of movie though, except Napoleon has a couple funny jokes here and there.
Napoleon's good, really good.
He did like CGI fuckfest.
No, Napoleon's a good. He also did Nacho Libre as well. So
I'm the biggest defender of IP, but there comes a point when we need a bomb. We need like a meteor.
We've needed one for a while.
We need to not do. If the Minecraft movie makes over $1 billion but has less than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, we should stop making movies for a year.
The Minecraft film will make $1 billion.
You know how like after Endgame, Marvel stopped releasing movies for a year. Every single studio needs to do that after this movie and just give up. Just call it. And say shit, we've lost.
Like,
it'll make $1 billion. It'll have like
this is like Minecraft movie making $1 billion is actually canonically what started the Thanos snap. Like it's what happened, man. It's what drove it, man.
Should we do a little prediction? Like how much do you think it is? I'm saying 1.3 billion. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe more.
600 million as an optimist for humanity.
Okay.
I'm saying $4. I'm saying $4.
$4 billion.
No, I have faith in humanity that no one will see this movie except the people in the movie.
At some point, most of the Minecraft fans are kids, and their parents can say no. You can say no, parents.
Most
can.
Minecraft fans are not kids, by the way.
In theory.
I'll go like 1.1 billion. I think it'll barely get over, but I don't know. I just think the international audience for like Super Mario Bros is bigger than Minecraft will be, but we'll see.
It is, but it's just like it's Minecraft.
Instead of reviewing the movie on the pod whenever it comes out, we should boycott and just stream us playing Minecraft.
That I can get behind.
I would love that.
I think we all buy one ticket, and we like not each. We buy one ticket, and then the rest of us try to also review it without having seen the movie.
One
person,
and you have to guess.
You have to guess who actually saw the movie.
That's a genius idea. I love those videos. Where it's like who's
and then Gluff Shitto shows up and a creeper attacks him, and like that could be what happens. That could be in the movie. You actually have no idea. I like this idea. Or we do like a 2v2 battle of who's seen the movie and who hasn't, and we just go for it. Moving on, we got a trailer for Night Bitch, a new movie starring Amy Adams where she believes she's turning into a dog. Yeah.
Reviews are good from the premiere.
Reviews are good.
I thought this would be like dog shit, to be honest.
Trailer sucked, bro.
Yeah,
the trailer was a tough watch.
I'll be honest, trailer got a DNF from Bam. It's 2 minutes and I made it through a minute. I just all right.
The reviews are good though. I won't put this one. I know the reviews are good.
And all the reviews are starting the same, which is don't mind the shitty trailer. Ignore the trailer because the movie's actually good. So we're not in the minority in thinking that this trailer sucked because everyone's been saying
I posted right when the trailer came out. I was night bitching.
I that's fine.
Is that this one? Night bitchin', night bitch out.
Yeah,
I like it. I could fully see like this not being a bad movie because Amy Adams is a really good actor, and like you could.
She needs to be in something good though.
Manic person like who's like freaking out about like becoming a dog. But if you do this wrong in any way, it becomes like the worst movie ever. Like very quickly falls.
We need Amy Adams in a good film again.
Yeah,
I expect this to be insanely polarized. I think all the big releases. Is this coming out this year?
Yeah,
this year.
Yes.
All the big releases for the remainder of the year are going to be insanely polarizing. Megalopolis, Joker, Night Bitch.
Gladiator, I reckon.
Gladiator, I think, is going to be polarizing. I don't think there's going to be one like consensusly good movie.
All right.
For the remainder of the year.
Amy Adams' last 5 projects. Night Bitch included, but not
good movie.
Disenchanted, Dear Evan Hansen, The Woman in the Window, Ass, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Goat.
But then we go back beyond that in 2020. Like 2018 happened and something snapped in her brain because she didn't.
Didn't she do like Hillbilly Elegy?
Hillbilly Elegy.
When was that?
Yes.
That was 2020. But she didn't do a movie after Vice in 2018.
Oh, Vice is really bad.
No, Vice is good.
Vice is so
Vice.
Good.
Vice is a good movie.
I hate Vice.
When was Arrival? Was 2016?
2016. Isn't that the same year of? Isn't Arrival the same year she did American Hustle?
Nocturnal Animals.
No, American Hustle was like 2012, 2013.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was also in
she went on a streak. Dude, you know what happened? The same thing happened with Jake Gyllenhaal where they put in these insane performances, don't get recognized by any voting body. So they're like, fuck it. I'm just going to go for the bag for the remainder of my career. That's all I'm doing. If you're not going to respect me at my best, you're going to have to watch me at my absolute worst.
That must be why she went for Vice.
Because she's probably thinking like, yo, I'm still Amy Adams. You're still going to watch these movies I'm in. So fuck it. I'm going to do Arrival. I'm going to do Nocturnal Animals. I'm going to do Vice. And then I'm going to release dog shit for the remainder of my career.
I should have been in the second part.
Stop. Vice is good. Zack Snyder's Justice League is top 10 all time. I mean, she's put in the work, man. She's put in the work.
Top 10.
Quick
top 11 of all time.
Yeah, top 11.
Real quick bit of breaking news, Tyler. Tyreek Hill just got detained for driving.
I saw that, but it's all good. It was just
okay. He's fine. Stop. It's not a Scotty Scheffler
funny video
situation where he gets arrested.
Is he playing?
Tyreek's still playing, but he got like pulled over. But apparently, there was a new report right after. It's like he's good to go and he's back. He's at the stadium.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you were getting taken taken to the police station or something.
I've just read a really bad review of Night Bitch. I'm going to put in the chat, by the way. If this is true, then I am.
Can you just read it out loud?
Oh yeah, true.
Somehow even worse.
You do it.
Oh, you're giving me a Jeff Zhang fucking tweet, dude.
Do we not
Come
like
on.
him?
I mean, this is the most
like
sensitive...
him or don't like him, whether you like him or don't like him, everyone can agree that he's only going to be. He's either says movies are like amazing or shit. Like he's always very.
Are we anti?
I've never.
Dude, he's also the most sensitive person on Twitter.
Critics, to be honest.
He seems like a pretty good writer. I mean, I don't know.
I mean that too, Tyler. I'm anti most critics.
I like long form critics, but like that write in like publications, but like the Twitter critics, nah.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
read it and move on. Read it. Are we not going?
Are we reading it? It says Night Bitch, somehow even worse than its trailer. The struggle of motherhood told exclusively through Facebook mom group memes dug from their 2008 graves, read out loud. No teeth and almost offensively feeble.
All right, take it with a grain of salt, but there's the one official
coming from the most sensitive man on Twitter, Jeff.
There's
Zhang.
one official ReelTok review of Night Bitch, and we're not reviewing it. That's our review. Moving on to a trailer that I only put in for one reason, but Grotesquerie, I believe is how it's pronounced or something like that. Travis Kelce, you had 3 catches, maybe 4. Get on the fucking field, man. Let's stop acting. I have you in 2 fantasy leagues. Let's figure it out. Okay. Stop this madness. Get on the damn field. Xavier Worthy had 2 touchdowns. Like, let's have some respect, man. I took you in the 3rd round. Come on.
Dude, I played. Who did I play? I played someone.
Shout out New Heights.
Xavier Worthy. I played Xavier Worthy in 2 leagues, and he was on their bench in both leagues. So I was.
I mean, like he's a rookie. I mean, he has the fastest 40 time in NFL history. So maybe people should have been like a little smarter. But he's a rookie, and I don't know. Fuck the Chiefs, man. They're too good. They're too good. they're just good. So yeah, shout out New Heights. You're a podcaster now, Travis, and that's okay. Please be better at fantasy for me. I'd appreciate it. You're a nice person, I'm sure. Ocean's 14 in the work. Main crew expected to return.
No Steven.
No Steven Soderbergh. I am way more interested in the Margot Robbie Ryan Gosling.
That is not happening.
That's possibly happening, but probably not anymore. They're probably just going to return the cast and make $1 billion. It's going to tie into Minecraft or something.
Movie. I don't know. The thing is, one of the most common like reviews I've been seeing about Wolves is like Brad Pitt and George Clooney's like duo shtick just hasn't changed at all in like a negative way, and it's just so old and there's nothing new from them. So seeing them back again in another Ocean's movie, not excited for that. It's just separate them. They've had enough.
They make movies now for 45-plus-year-old women. That's about it. Those are the only people going to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt duo at this very moment.
Yep.
I like George Clooney. I like Brad Pitt. Nothing wrong with them.
They're both
well.
I'm sure there are things wrong with them. I don't necessarily know what they've done. All right, I'm going to take a very I don't know what's going on.
We like George Clooney. We like George Clooney.
Yeah. I don't know what Brad Pitt did. I like George Clooney. And George Clooney probably did something.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
We got a first look for Wolfman.
Seth
cool. I'm here for that.
Have you seen Wolfman, George?
No.
The OG?
The OG a long time ago. Yeah, Cam, we know you haven't seen
it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I thought
that really made me sad when I was like, you see George? Then he was like, no. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, no.
Is it Blumhouse?
It is Blumhouse. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be okay. Yeah,
Blumhouse sucks right now.
They are on a historically bad run right now.
It's quite impressive how bad the run is.
It's actually insane what they're going through.
It's not even a bad run. They're a bad company. Like they had some gems in like 2016.
Whiplash and Get Out, right?
Yeah. There was like a couple more. Oh, The Invisible Man was like their COVID film. That was like the first film come out in COVID.
Who's the same film? The same guy that did who's doing Wolfman? The guy that did Invisible Man and Upgrade. So that makes me excited.
Oh, is it? Lee
Winnell. Lee Winnell.
That's the one.
He also did Insidious 3, which sucks, but he did do Upgrade.
He did Insidious? I don't mind Insidious. Well, it's not great, but I don't mind it.
Also, you got Christopher Abbott, kind of on a hot streak right now.
Oh, good looking.
Yeah, you got Julia Garner, also on a hot streak, coming off a couple of Emmys. Off Ozark as well. The look is interesting. I think the more I look at it of Wolfman, I like it.
Oh, you did a video on that, didn't you?
Yeah, and I said in my video, I don't know if the final product is going to be CGI'd or practical. Obviously, I hope for practical. But either way, what we saw, I like. It was very creepy. Yeah. It was obviously he was wearing a mask. It wasn't like he was wearing like practical makeup. The guy in the video was very clearly just wearing a mask, which is why I'm questioning if it's going to be practical or CG'd because I don't know what to expect. But I'm excited.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's just gonna be a mask.
Guy in a mask would be tough, man. In a bag.
I think it's still would be cool.
Actually, going to be a Scooby-Doo movie.
Scooby-Doo just turns. I think this was good. I'm definitely in for this. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I like Christopher Abbott a lot as well. Like from recent, like I think he's been really, really good in the last few roles.
The cast and the filmmaker are keeping this afloat. Blumhouse is making me question.
Blumhouse is trying to put holes in the boat as quickly as possible. Jonathan Langdon, who just was in Trap as the concession guy, will voice Barney in a new animated series. For
Go him, funny guy.
Yeah, shout out him for just getting the bag, man. I assume you're getting the bag for Barney, so good for you. And then lastly, Knives Out 3 had a $210 million budget.
This was actually incorrect. I think this was incorrect. Yeah, I saw this is actually like bad report, and I think if you actually look into the background, I think it was actually split between. There was something like that I know. I'll have a look at it now, but I saw like some tweets where it was like this actually is false reporting. It wasn't 210 wasn't solely for the third film, from what I saw anyway.
Yeah,
so
it might have been like the whole Netflix deal for both Glass Onion.
I'm pretty sure it was the Netflix deal for Glass and what's the third one called?
Dead Man's
No.
It's
Wake Up Dead Man. Wake Up Dead Man.
It's Wake
Up Dead. Yeah. So I don't think it's actually 200 million for that alone. Anyway,
perfect. Well, either way, that's a lot of. Okay, never mind. Nothing to report there. I don't want to have false reporting. Damn you, Twitter discussing film. Moving on. That's the movie news. That's the reviews. That's the episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening, watching, learning with us and growing in your knowledge.
We did learn a lot this episode.
We did a good amount.
We
learning with us
learning as well.
We be learning, man.
Do be learning.
Our executive producers, Sean Morales, Josh Weimer, Stefan Johnson, and Stefan Niebrick. We really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys teaching me some things. I really do. We have a Q&A episode this Wednesday. Our real quick draft is Thursday as normal. And then this week on Patreon only, our movie review will be Michael Mann's Miami Vice, recommended by Stefan Niebrick. Next week, sounds like we're doing a Transformers episode. We'll do Transformers 1 review. We'll do Speak No Evil review if people see it. Again, I don't like Halloween. I'm out on the horror. Maybe I'll go watch it. But
I don't think this is horror, to be fair.
Just putting that one out there now. James McAvoy, I like those. We'll see. But thank you guys. Thank you, Tyler, Seth, and George for joining myself. Go subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Tell a friend about us. That's how we grow. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. Follow the TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We appreciate all the support as always. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.